What's that? Hmm. Smells like cheese in here. Well met, lords and ladies. Jacob Potter speaking, and welcome back to another episode of... You know, what I said in the description, I wasn't joking. Sometimes it is difficult to find content for Gacha reviews. Not recently, because I've been backed up and everyone's been getting through requests from people. But, you know, there are times when one experiences droughts as a content creator. You either run out of ideas, you run out of stuff to say, etc., etc. Then there are just days when something, you know, comes right towards you, and you know that not only is it impossible to ignore, but also you are the correct person to address it. Sort of like if there was some sort of like unfortunate road traffic collision, and then but you happen to work for the emergency services. Basically, kind of like that. I've made a few changes, of course, because, well, first of all, this is going to be a slightly unorthodox stream because I'm talking about a singular music video, and that's also very uncommon on my part. But not only that, but also I have waived the usual two-guest rule because there were plenty of people that wanted to wade in on this situation. But before, I guess, they all come in, I will at least attempt to fill in, for the most part, to give people an overview, because unless you were there for very specific streams, you might not have known what's going on. So the video in question, which I know is linked in the description but has been since privated, was made by Senspybuns, and the reason that it was made was because there was some situations that he was not happy about, and so it was something that was based on a true story. He did say in this live chat that it was made. It was with all the names from people changed. We'll get to that in a second. Without, of course, you know, as well, those subliminal ones where it's you know, it's about, you know, the typical things that gachibas will do, where it's about fake friends, and then they don't say which ones they are, but, you know, without providing the full context of what's gone on, this attempt to get the audience to, you know, side with them, because that's obviously what's going to happen. And to clarify, not every gacha tuber is guilty of this, where they're actually you know, wildly taking things out of context and twisting them into something that will just appeal to get people to side with them. All the time it's real life situations. Then the reason that their names have been omitted is because of to keep anonymity. In this case, it is very unsubtle. But then again, this is Senspybuns we're talking about. If there's any person who I would expect to be subtle, he'd be at the bottom of my entire list. So, with that in mind, yes, the friends that we talked about in the video were, does include myself and a few other people, and they're here today. So, I guess in order of appearance, actually, we're going to start with just the order that I will scroll down and get to them. So, first up is Ghostie.
Hello, I'm not a part of this. Kind of. I'm just watching the train wreck from the background while everybody else is running screaming for the hills.
I see. Okay, yeah. So, your involvement extends to, I guess, being in the group chat where there were updates coming in about the situation. Technically speaking, most people should not have been involved in this situation. This started out as a simple argument between Senspybuns and Bon, and then extended to gradually involve more and more people, including but not limited to myself, and at one point my entire live audience. But also another person that seems to have that seems to have just been kept up to date with the situation would be Emily.
Oh no, Emily is the moderator who had to deal with Senspy.
Yeah, this is
Well,
also true. Yeah, it was
whatever.
yeah, it was tangentially related to Emily's server. That being said, I could get Emily to explain about that, but I think the person who probably should explain all of this from the very beginning is Bon.
What are you talking about? This is a completely normal stream. There's no subtlety or anything. It's just it has nothing to do with the situation that happened. Surely this game.
I mean, I agree with the no subtlety parts, but you know.
Oh my gosh. Like, Jacob, could you put Bon like in the center?
Center, yeah, we'll put. Yeah. To the one in the yes, I see. I did say we were going to get to the point where all the names were changed, because clearly some of the names were changed a bit more than others.
I don't know what you're talking about. They just added this new character to the cast, man. They were inspired.
They just added a new character to the cast.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, and the fact that BTB stands for Boy the Bunny has nothing to do with anything.
No, nothing. They just added a character called Bonnie. Mm-hmm. No correlation.
Anyway, would you like to explain the situation before we get into, I guess, but before we get into the video, because I mean, I at one point got accused of only listening to one side of the conversation. So given that we're here to review a video by somebody, I feel like it's only fair to present both sides. So let's get yours first.
It depends on how deep you want me to go, right? Because like I could get into the specifics, but I could also keep it super general if you want to get started into the video. Then again, it's just one video, right? So it's not going to take very long unless we all have to say.
Yeah, well, BB is not here yet, so we have time to stall. She wanted to be here for this.
All right, sit down, everybody. I have a story to tell. Everybody, grab your popcorn, grab your emotional support llama. GK, I'm looking at you.
I have an alcoholic drink.
Yeah, I have popcorn, but that's for later. I haven't even seen the video yet. I'm so excited. Like I have
an empty cup of tea because I drank it.
There might be beef. Oh, Gacha Spring Boy. There might be.
There is
there
more
might
than
be Gacha Spring Boy.
Oh, there is
beef. There's a whole barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
There is a cookout. Like there is a whole ass cookout. Anyways,
Bon, explain the contents of the cookout for us.
So, this all started right after the Mutant Girl stream, which sounds like a reasonable place to start considering how much of a train wreck that stream was.
Yeah, for context, this is the editor stream we did a few days ago, where a lot of us were talking about like our own series, or at least at some point Senspybuns particularly came in to explain everything that we had apparently missed out on in the Senspybuns the series. Which, by saying out on it, was just everything to do with the video. So it was like a full transcript of what happened. Okay, continue.
Like all of your faces on that stream, just like I could see the brain melting as he was trying to explain this. It was awesome. It was so funny. I
realized it was going to be a full monologue. I thought it was going to be like KW's video when she found out that I watched Singlesplex episode 5 and wanted to clarify certain situations or something. She went through like a list of things in order, to provide context. But no, it wasn't like that at all.
No, so really, I guess I wasn't sure. Like, really, no, KW, it's not about you this time. I promise. This is worse. Way worse.
No, I think your thing to Senspybuns was actually was like, before that.
You were one of the highlights, man, compared to this. So during that stream, obviously, Jacob was lagging a lot, and other people were too. And Senspybuns really wanted to join the stream to explain their piece, but Jacob couldn't or wouldn't send the link because he was lagging so much. So that is the point where I got Senspybuns' DMs, where I got their Discord so I could send them the link.
Yes. And yes, you can make that joke, Ghostie.
Yes, you can. I sent the link to Senspybuns, and that was it for the stream. later, we just kind of get into some conversation. You know, just regular light conversation, just talking about the situation, talking about, you know, when to tone it down with explaining your series, because, like, you could clearly see that all of you were exhausted by that point.
Oh, hello to Momo31000 on Twitch as well, who's probably going to be more confused than everyone else.
Yo, thanks for coming to the tea party.
Indeed. Yum tea, as Emily says here.
So yeah, we have some light-hearted conversation, and you know, at the time and even before then, when I met Senspybuns, I thought that they were a very, very respectful person, very open to criticism, very kind, funny even, and you know, just overall, just kind of nice. So I thought, you know, there's no harm in having a Discord chat with him about his series, right? There's no way that could possibly go wrong. Little did I know this would probably start a week-long issue that involved pretty much everybody on this call besides Ghostie, who's here for the tea.
Oh no, like, I do have some involvement in this, mostly because Senspybuns, from the very beginning, made me super uncomfortable. And it's it's through this drama that I mostly figured out why, but I have to touch something. Senspybuns puts a lot of stake onto Christianity to an almost uncomfortable degree.
Wow, I thought that BB was going to be the one to bring this up. Fair enough.
Anyways, as much as Senspybuns was very kind to me on Discord, they came off as a bit overly kind, just a bit overly friendly. Like, I would be pointing things out like, oh, I never noticed this in your episode before, but now that you pointed it out, I kind of see it. That's kind of cool. And, like, you know, it's very neutral or just, you know, moderately kind things to respond to what he's saying. However, his responses were just kind of over the top. Like,
They're laughing at something in private chat, by the way. It's not.
I'm trying to explain. You're not.
This is my problem too. Whenever the private chat like appears, it zooms up in front of my screen. I have to close it down before I finish the thoughts.
Yeah. So yeah, he came off as a bit overly kind. Like, oh my god, I will cherish this message forever. You're like the nicest person I've met in 6 months. Oh my god, is this person even real? Like, it was. Sure, it's kind, right? But it's over the top, and it was making me uncomfortable. Just sue me, I guess. It made me uncomfortable.
It's kind of like meeting someone for the first time and declaring them as your best friend. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button.
Wrong button. So anyway, being the person that I am, I like to set my boundaries very early on, just so that I'm not really like. It'd be harder for me if I let it go for too long, because then it's just going to make me uncomfortable. And I assumed that Senspybuns had no idea that they were making me uncomfortable, so I just thought I'd let it be known. So I'm just like, hey, Senspybuns, as much as I appreciate your gratitude, you're coming off a little strong there, buddy. Could you tone down the people pleasing, please? And then at the time, Senspybuns is like, oh yes, I'm so sorry. I totally see it. I totally respect your opinion. I will tone it down out of respect for you. He really loves the respect. Remember this. It will be important later.
Mm-hmm.
That's a Mickey Mouse tool that'll help us later.
You can't be saying that.
Can you find the respect?
That was that. Next day, he decides to send me a massive paragraph on Discord talking about how he had changed his mind. He no longer thought that it was okay for him to abide by this boundary anymore because I called him a people pleaser. He, by his definition, which he repeatedly defined, he defines a people pleaser as someone who uses fake kindness and someone who is using people to get what they want, and just be a liar is the term he used the most. By the way, spelt wrong every single time, I might add. So naturally, I did not want to start any conflict because, you know, maybe he did see it a different way, and that's fine. But I spent like pretty much my entire morning trying to resolve this issue.
Just to wait in for a slight second here,
Go ahead.
you know, changing your mind about acknowledging someone's point because they used a phrase that you didn't like and that hurt you personally is exactly what Maddie did back in the day when Johnny said ignore Maddie, and that decided the whole ignore me is ignoring God thing. So we're in this situation again, just in case anyone wants to recognize that pattern. Okay, continue.
Me is ignoring God. Good.
Yeah, it wasn't quite that bad this time, but it's still it's the same general idea. You know, pick on like the one thing that you don't like in order to get an apology from the other person, or at least attempt to.
Well, naturally, well, I did apologize because obviously I didn't think that they were out to start any conflict. I just like, oh, okay, they don't like me calling them a people pleaser. Sure, okay, I'm sorry for calling you a people pleaser, but still, my feelings on the matter will stay the same. Meaning, despite what you've said, and despite you saying like you never meant it or did any of that stuff, I still feel uncomfortable when you use your overly kind gestures towards me. That still makes me uncomfortable. And Senspybuns took this to mean my opinion on the matter didn't change. And oh boy, I was in for it there. So he sends me paragraph after paragraph after paragraph detailing how he's so upset that that despite hearing him out for that long, I said my opinion on the matter stayed the same. He also said opinion. Like, he kept referring to it as my opinion on the matter. However, it was my feelings, and it was always my feelings. Granted, I could see how it might come across as opinion, but it was never opinion. It was always feelings.
Again, negative reading comprehension and twisting somebody's words is another Maddie technique.
It's funny you say that because my brother has also been in on this tea and has been watching this go down for a while too. And his theory is that Senspybuns is Maddie in a different form. She rose from the dead.
Oh dear!
I got his theory, man. The correlation.
Yeah.
is
Problem is that would have made Maddie trans, and we know that's not going to happen.
No. Not by her perspectives.
No.
Anyway.
The sun is most likely to fall to the earth and crush humanity before that happens.
Or we get another flood.
Yes, Ghost Kitty, paragraphs upon paragraphs, and
yes,
this is
plural.
Just the beginning. Ultimate twist. This is just the beginning. Like,
yeah, I like how Quasi doesn't even know who Maddie is, but yeah, it is the ultimate twist.
seriously, man, like, oh my god. But I'm listening to all this. I'm just like, okay, you're so upset about me calling you a people. Like, this stemmed from me stating a boundary about you making me uncomfortable, and this has turned into a conversation about you and I not having the same interpretation of the word people pleaser, which I already apologize for, by the way. Anyways, the twisting of words went on for a while, and then, like, he continued to use several of my messages against me. Said things like, you know, I know you're probably tired and all, but you know that's no reason. Like, what do you mean I'm probably tired? What do you mean by that? Anyway, he also said things like, you know, you're probably not even listening right now. But anyways, long story short, I spend my entire morning trying to fix that. We finally come to a resolution, and then we just end up talking about his channel again. There's a theme here, and that was it for the day. So I'm like, okay, great, this is resolved.
Not wrong. Okay, go
on. So, anyway, I'm like, okay, no harm done. We're okay now. Fine, this boundary no longer exists, but fine, I don't want to cause more problems. Kind of making me a people pleaser by my interpretation, but fine, whatever. I let it go, and I'm done for the day. So I go to sleep, thinking this is all resolved. Then I wake up the next morning at 10 a.m., and I have gotten another paragraph from Senspybuns at 3 a.m. Well, this was interesting. And then he's like, I'd like to reiterate how much it offended me that you changed your mind on the matter.
After changing his own mind on the matter of naturally.
Seriously. And then, like, his whole thing was all just like if respect is my biggest thing, I don't treat anybody else the way I treat you because of how respectful you are. That's not creepy at all, by the way. That set off a bunch of red flags. Like, I don't treat you like anybody else. I'm like, oh my god, I'm not like other girls. Anyway.
Like other girls.
Anyway.
You're not like other girls to him. Mostly because you're non-binary, but still.
This is like an other girl's nice guy flex.
No idea.
Someone the incel
thing.
Why
form.
does nobody want the nice
I'd say
guy?
nice guy. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Emily. Yeah, nice guy.
His whole thing was all about respect, and he delivered some like killer lines that I might use because of like, despite him being a terrible person, he delivers good lines. He's just like, don't worry, if respect leaves the room, I will right with it. And I'm like, damn, that's a good line. But like, so his whole thing is all about respect, and of course, in this massive paragraph that he sends me at 3 a.m., it's all about the respect that I did not give him, and that I haven't apologized enough already. Christ Almighty! So, I scrolled down again, and there's more, but it's very short. For like 4 hours later, because this is at 7. He sends me another message at 7 a.m. I am still sleeping, by the way. Oh yeah, I forgot to reiterate. In that 3 a.m. message, he's like, his message was basically, I'm still upset about this, but I'm not going to tell you why, because I don't want to sound rude, so bye. What? What do you mean by that? Well, I knew exactly what he meant. I'm like, okay, this guy is clearly upset about it, but doesn't want to talk about it, but felt the need to tell me that he was upset about it and did not want to talk about it. So he's like,
this sounds like your stereotypical like relationship where, like one of the partners is like, is clearly mad, but wants the other person to figure out why they're mad first without communicating that properly.
You're talking to an Arrow-Ace person, so you're not, this is not going to relate to me at all.
Oh no, I understand that, but I mean, I'm sure you've seen it happen.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you're probably right. I can't, not off the top of my head, but you're probably right. That sounds like something that would happen. Anyway, he's like, oh, yeah, so I'll just stop texting now. See you later. Have a good night. 4 hours later, one message. I feel that respect has left the room, so bye. I'm still sleeping.
Yeah.
Like, what?
If respect leaves the room, then I will too. But I will return to the room eventually to reiterate how I'm not in the room.
Outside the room.
In the room,
I'm not happy about it.
Okay, different analogy. Different analogy here. It's like when a parent takes their child to the park and the child doesn't want to leave, so the parent like fakes going to leave without them until the child will eventually follow. There you go.
I'm really going now. No.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I was looking at this message and I'm like, oh shoot, because at the time I'm like, oh god, I did something wrong again. Of course, believing that I did do something wrong. I was off about this guy, but he was nice, so I wanted to try and fix it. I felt like that was fair. I didn't want to just be like, okay, this guy sucks. Besides, like, he's nice on stream. On stream. Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm sorry, I was sleeping. And of course, I follow that up with, why are you upset? Like, I have to, like, spoon feed. What is it, Senspybuns? Why are you upset? And then his next message, yeah, exactly. His next message, this is that, like, he continues to set off more red flags. Because he's like, if I tell you and you don't care about the response, I can send you pictures. Go catch a spring boy.
People have requested screenshots. I don't know if that's necessary. I don't know if we should do that, but that's been a thing people have said.
But like, I'm just like his response is like, if I tell you and you don't care about the response, then I'm never talking to you again. I'm like, that's just a straight up threat. You are threatening our quote unquote friendship here. I kind of wanted to keep it, so I'm just like, that's a threat. Like since it's like, do you still want me to tell you knowing that information? I'm just like, well, now I'm not sure because you just threatened me. And of course, Sense naturally circumvents this point out and starts explaining why he's all upset about this. I need to pull up I feel like I need to pull it up because I can't remember because then again it was repeatedly the same thing. Oh hey Senspybuns, good to see you, bud.
Yeah, we're in the middle of the story. We'll get to your side in a second. You know, we're being fair and balanced here. We'll get everyone.
Yeah. Enjoy your time here. Enjoy your time here. It won't be much longer.
Incidentally, BB's been waiting as well to come in. I just, that's a good segue, I guess.
Hello, Eagle.
Images. You do your piece, BB. I'm gonna do the images.
Okay, so my piece, just to get everything off my chest, just to be totally clear here, I don't like you, Senspybuns. So I'm not So just to be clear about bias. That's it. I just wanted to place the bias there, so that way everyone's on the same page.
Professionally brief. Okay, continue, please, Bon.
Never mind. I need to scroll back.
Oh, okay, fine.
Well,
eventually, this will stop being just, a reiteration of private conversations, and it will extend further into the realms of the public. Yeah. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here right now because there was clearly a video made about this.
Also, you are not a peace person. Quit floating your own boat there, man.
You are not a peace person.
Like oh my god, it is kind of crazy how many times you would be subtly egotistical in your messages.
Yeah, right.
Also, not entirely sure about not holding a grudge, because otherwise this would have blown over a week ago.
Yeah, what are you still doing here talking about it if your grudge is gone? Huh?
Yeah, I mean,
the video for that matter.
Yeah, I mean, if
video about this gone grudge?
Like, this should have stopped, like, when it started. Like, a couple of weeks passing. I get it if there's drama floating around and the bug is still there. But if someone asks you to stop, then stop.
Oh, bye, Gacha, String Boy. Hope you have a good day.
Yeah.
Bye. Come back later. There's more tea. But anyway,
it does not end.
No.
I'm going to make something very clear, Senspybuns. You make me uncomfortable, and I only let my guard down because Bond said you were a good person.
The fact this is not just a unique experience that happened to Bon, it's happened to somebody else who has had to do with this in the past as well with different people.
Also, I do just want to clarify, I don't know if it tells you, it tells us mods who times people at. I don't know if you see that. For the record, I was the one doing the majority of that.
We didn't, chat doesn't see that, only the mods do.
Well, I know, but if you are the one being timed out, I don't know if it notifies you.
No, it doesn't.
Oh yeah, I have no idea.
Trust me, I've gotten timed out so many times for swearing on stream. It's not great.
That might explain why I got involved in this eventually. But we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
Okay, I'm ready now.
Okay, KW, you were harsh to them at the time when we thought they were decent.
I brought that up too, because that was kind of the topic of the conversation. Because I was saying that I felt bad for Senspybuns because of the way you spoke to them.
Yeah,
but apparently you were right.
Yeah, I
vindication, I guess
I halfway apologize because we were right, but also I guess so were you. So, I don't know how to go about that one. But...
Girl, you told her to stop posting on her social media. That was not nice.
What do you mean?
Yeah, that's true. I was there, trying to rephrase your points and word them in a slightly more polite way.
Let's get something straight, KW. What you did wasn't right, but we feel less bad about it happening.
Well,
now.
Apparently it was in retrospect.
Well, okay.
You had the right vibes. The vibes were not needed at the time.
If it was anyone else, you would have been in the wrong. Let's say that. But because it was this specific person, in retrospect, you were right.
If this is not indicative of cancel culture, I don't know what is. Anyway, carry on.
Okay, so I've got it now. Oh, hi, Shiny Umbreon. Everyone's here to spill the tea today. Get your popcorn.
How on brand. How on brand. No one online is gonna get that except for this group. God.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Guys, I'm
so
waiting for Maddie to show up. She's got to meet
Oh
her
my
twin.
goodness.
Oh man, we're gonna get the whole crew.
I mean,
my
she's got
God,
auto
extra
cast. She
Maddie
might
has
already be
joined the
here.
chat.
She might already
That
be
would
here
be-
lurking or something.
That would be crazy. Anyway, so he started off by saying, "I'm also going to do this in parts, by the way." So that's when I was like, "Oh God, no."
The
'Cause I
fact
knew
that
I
the
was
paragraphs need to be put into parts. Yeah.
in for it. Well, yeah, the paragraphs were the parts. He just
That's a
didn't
good point.
call
If this
them
were a real TV show, how would we separate the messages? Like,
paragraphs.
how does the arc go? Because I feel like it gets more deranged the more it goes on.
I'd split
Yeah,
it
it
into
does.
I split it into days, I think. Because
Yeah.
that's at least a good metric.
Sure.
So,
Senspy dating sim.
Isabella. No, there's already an Isabella in this Ghost Kitty. All right, Senspybuns messed it up. You got my OC wrong. There's already an Isabella. Come on, man, you failed.
Dude, okay, you know what the bright side is to all this?
Please tell me.
Bond must have never felt more gender euphoria than this situation. I mean, Senspy uses exclusively she. Jacob seems to use they in all of the messages. I try to fluctuate. Usually it's him, but I have fluctuated a lot more recently. So, it's crazy. Bond must be going through some weird, weird,
top energy.
what you would call it? Whiplash.
Yeah. Well, I'm just very neutral to it. That's kind of the simple way to put it.
The gender is gendering,
Nice.
but fluid ain't fluid.
Neutral.
Yeah, you got that. Anyway.
That's one person who's not here today, actually, is Adri. I did post that in a group chat that he's in, but he's probably busy celebrating Spain's victory right now.
Yeah. So anyway, we're back to the tea now. I'm all set up now. I've got everything. So
Yeah.
he clarifies, like, I respected your kindness fully. I reciprocated your kindness back to you, but instead of appreciating it, you accused me of being a people pleaser, aka fake kindness for absolutely no reason. And then you said it made you feel uncomfortable.
How dare you?
Threw me off completely. I never saw them coming. I'm not a people pleaser and I hate lying. I'm not even sure you're listening right now. What the fudge? But also, I don't understand how you pitched that kindness in such a dark light, as it made me so uncomfortable. What do you mean, dark light? It made me uncomfortable. That's not dark light. That's me suggesting that this might not be the best thing to be saying to me.
If that's considered grim, do not watch any of my content. There will be heart attacks involved.
So yeah, in conclusion, you were kind, I appreciate it. I was kind in return, you didn't appreciate it. You informed me you had a problem. I changed my conduct regardless of what I thought of your request. Oh, thank you, Senspybuns. I appreciate it so much. You're like the best person in the world. Thank you so much. I informed I had a problem. You basically said you didn't care. You're entitled to be super kind and call it an opinion. But when I have an opinion, that's kind of like I'm a people pleaser. Or whatever. That's basically what it said. Like, I'm done explaining. And then it took like him, and he types really slow. Like, it took him like an hour to do all that.
Dude,
Yeah,
have you
I
seen
know.
how
This
big
is
the
why, like,
messages are?
This is the reason that I kept on replying to him with like really short messages as well, because it's just like, well, okay, I'm going to say something here, and then that's it.
I'm gonna go check my social media. Check back in like 30 minutes.
Well, I think that's two things, maybe three. Okay, one for sure. I really don't think English is their first language, which is weird because they have a lot of meme like quotes in there, so it's kind of whatever. But the other thing, very long messages. So and three, which might be a thing. I don't know. The third is maybe trying to think in their head, okay, how do I look like a good person in this? How do I spin this in the right way?
And failing on every single account.
It's more so, that's the reason the messages are long. They're all they're all self-rationalization.
Seriously.
Yeah.
So I started off with like clarifying that like you and I have very different interpretations of the term people pleasing. I see people pleasing as like someone just trying to do their best to maybe avoid conflict, or make someone else happy despite like at the cost of maybe their own happiness. That's like a typical people pleaser. Like I'm a I'm a people pleaser at times, obviously. But Senspybuns thinks that a people pleaser is a liar who uses fake kindness to get what they want. So I clarified that was my definition and his definition were different. However, I apologized anyway because of the misinterpretation.
Can I say the actual definition of people pleaser? Because
I was just about to do that.
I
Dang it.
literally gave him a Cambridge Dictionary definition of it, and he's like, I don't care. This is how I interpret it.
Yeah, it's on the Merriam-Webster.
Someone who cares a lot.
I love that. Oh, God.
And always want others to approve of their actions. A person feels a strong urge to please others even at their own expense.
So potentially,
that's a different one
just for the sake of argument, say for example there is a YouTuber who is constantly on the Shorts feed trying to incentivize people by any means necessary to subscribe to their content or promote their videos through the means of kindness, and insisting upon that on multiple occasions. That might classify them. Good thing we don't know anyone who matches that description.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I also asked him why it would make him upset that his compliments made me feel uncomfortable. Why are you upset about me feeling uncomfortable?
Oh my God.
He worked hard on those compliments, gosh darn it.
He was trying so hard.
There
were so few things to compliment you on.
Wow, you suck, man.
I just scraped through the bottom of the barrel to fish something out.
Man, it was so hard.
Oh my God.
No.
So mean.
It's all satire. It's all satire. You know.
Sure,
Yeah.
I do, BB.
Is this a gacha view or drama debrief? For now, it's a drama debrief with Quadzy, because we were going to get to the video by this point, but there's just so much to sift through beforehand.
There's a
my
lot,
God.
yeah.
Yes, so I was confused as to why that insulted him, and I'm like, if you truly respected me, you would tone it down, which you did so. But it seems like the fact that it makes you uncomfortable is offending you. I don't get that. Anyway. Long story short, after a few hours, it finally got resolved with me saying I won't use the term people-pleasing anymore, and I guess the boundary was removed because it was causing more problems than solutions. We talked about his series again, and then that was it for the day. This was the conversation I had with him 3 or 4 days ago. So, I mentioned this as well because this is important. I'd like to bring to the table the reason why it made me uncomfortable, because it may seem a bit strange to some people, but other people know why it makes me uncomfortable. There have been several people in the past, in my life, in online and also in real life, who tend to use over friendliness as a tactic to get me to do what they want. Whether it's learning a language or animation, or using my voice for voice lines, or using my power on a server, perhaps. But that doesn't happen.
All just examples, of course.
Those are just examples, yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen.
I'm guessing that's also why you shut down the idea of taking requests for song covers, because of that same idea.
Yes. That's exactly why. Anyway, so I want to reiterate that. And I also mentioned this to him because it seemed like it was needed at the time, because he didn't seem to be getting the point that I was uncomfortable because of the way people have used me in the past. Despite it not, quote, not being the case here, it's still that thought still lingers in the back of my mind, and that thought just makes me uncomfortable, and it makes me see this person in a light that maybe isn't true. So I wanted to avoid seeing them in that light as much as I could. So I just hey, can we tone it down? And Senspybuns oh, how dare you? You see how long it took me to write these messages?
Now I have to write down the same thing 4 more times in
It's gonna be so
slightly
much more.
different ways
So,
across every day.
so I think it's a rational discomfort to have, I'd say. Anyway, the conversation ends that day, and Senspybuns knows this insecurity now and has decided to tone it down, quote, even though he is still using those overly friendly messages, which is not abiding by the thing that I requested for. Anyway, the next day, 9 p.m., July 11th, first thing he has to say, "Hey, Bun, how are you? I got a favor to ask you."
God, it's like you can't make this up.
I got a
Apparently,
favor to ask
Senspy
you.
can.
His first message after I told him that I didn't like it, that people tend to use me when using this over friendliness tactic, is, "Can I have a favor?" So at this point, I wake up and or not wake up because this was at 9 o'clock, so I was going to sleep even. And I'm just like, I roll my eyes so far back into my head that I can see my brain cells rotting away. That's a quote Ghostie used one time, by the way.
Yeah.
That's fine. I've recorded while having pneumonia and while killing my voice yesterday. Both are 2 separate times, for the record. I realize how that
Yeah,
sounds,
yeah.
actually.
I remember the pneumonia arc, so yeah, I was there for some of that.
Wait.
Yeah.
But can we talk about the quote unquote favor you asked of them? That
Favor,
the
oh yeah, the
reason
favor
why
I
they
asked.
They asked, yeah.
Yeah, I guess that has to come into play as well. So, just on a regular day, nothing bad happened. He's just like, "Oh, what's up, Bon? What are you doing right now?" Like, just making conversation. I'm like, "Hey, I'm kind of swamped here. I'm looking for I'm on the hunt for male VAs for Final Break, and turning up a little empty-handed more than usual." Anyway, I'm trying to
Don't
look
worry, your search is over.
I was actually looking for the Fallen Angels voice actors, like Phantom Sauce and Wiley Productions. Those guys, I was kind of trying to convince them, and it worked, by the way. Huge flex. And
Sorry, say less.
Senspybuns is like, "Oh, say no more. Let me into that."
No, it
server."
was you. It was even dumber. It was like it was the meme type quote. It was "say less."
Say less.
Mhm.
Yeah, hold on.
This is the part that I didn't end up seeing much of, apart from private conversation as well. So again, at this point, still not involved.
Yeah, no, you're not involved yet, and yet you still have you said you had a chapter. That was a full volume, man. That was not a chapter. That was a volume.
That was a sequel. It was a sequel to the first book.
Anyway, so I'd just like to reiterate, I did not ask him for any favors. He asked me what I was doing. I responded honestly, and he offered to join. And I'm like, "Oh, okay, sure." But the fact that he offered to join, I guess, could be taken as a favor. Sure. I can see it maybe from a vague perspective, but I do not see it that way. What is considered overly friendly? Just like over-the-top messages. Like, "Oh, you're the nicest person in the world. I will cherish this message forever." And like Dragon Ball Z references. It's over 100,000.
No,
there
it was
was no-
over 9,000, and then he
Yeah, but then the number
misquoted
kept growing.
himself later. Because what
Yeah.
ended up happening is he said over 9,000, and then whenever he brought that back up during one of his more combative messages later, he misquoted himself and put it down as like over 100,000 or something like that.
Vegeta, I think your scouter is broken.
Which is crazy. How do you misquote yourself like that?
Well, I don't know. He has so much practice misquoting other people. I guess he wanted to give it a go on a personal level.
So yeah, so Ghost Kitty, it might just be a me thing. Like, that might not bother other people. It just bothers me for the reasons I explained before.
Yeah, because here's the thing: everyone has their own comfort zones, and they have the right to express those things and to have those things
You'd
taken
think.
seriously.
Yeah, you'd think.
How dare you have boundaries? God.
Yeah, person that I just met.
You know what the real tragedy of all this is? because of Bon. Because Bon wanted all of
You're
this.
not about to guilt trip me right now, are you?
Because of Bon. Okay, Senspy
I
had
do not need more of this. I don't even want to continue.
Because of Bon, Senspy had to get rid of those. Because what he did is he took a picture, like a screenshot of some of Bon's wonderful original messages before Bon turned on him entirely, and like shrunk them down and put them in a nice little locket for the whole world to see and cherish, and it's just such a tragedy because now he has to replace that with something else in the locket. You know, it meant so much.
Oh, speaking of him trying to replace those, as soon as he was done with Bon and Jacob, he instantly tried to
He
reach
was
his
done
slimy little tendrils into other people's channels.
Ghostie was the next target.
Yeah, hold on. No, because we haven't even got to me yet at this point.
Oh no!
We're like in volume 1, man.
Exactly.
Book 3 yet?
Oh, sorry, I skipped ahead to the.
This is
end
the
game
director's cut extended edition, right? We're
Yeah.
going through right now.
So I was chill, right? I didn't tap out yet. I was just like, okay. So this guy completely just proved my suspicions here. But maybe it's just a small little favor, like, I don't know, help him with the script or something. I don't know. Whatever it is, as if he has a script. Anyway, I'm just like,
yeah, we all know he doesn't use scripts.
It depends on the favor. So
Well, according to this video, apparently he uses real life experiences.
Well, okay, yes.
our Discord messages.
Which is not a detail he mentioned at any point during his big plotline breakdown, but
So his said favor is, you really hyped me up about my series. I just felt so full of euphoria because of how much I was being hyped up,
Dude, he literally just hyped himself up. What are you talking about? The longer he spoke is the more excited he got.
No, BB, to be fair, I did kind of hype up his series a little bit because I wanted him to feel good about his stuff. Just to improve, maybe.
I assure you, he felt real good about his stuff already.
It was all lighthearted, I swear. I didn't share that on the group chat because I didn't think it was relevant because we were just talking about his series for the most part, and I was asking questions, and like complimenting a certain detail I liked or something like that, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, his favor. I just want to get a loyal audience, and I feel like you could really help me out, Like, Emily has a server where she promotes her stuff. I was just thinking that I could promote my stuff on there, since it seems like a server for promotions. And
to clarify, this is Emily's server for her own show that she is producing. It's not a case of promoting like other.
It's not a server that is meant for promotions. There is a category for promotions. Sure, every server's got one of those, but this is a server that is specifically for
every server.
Not carrying on. Yes, not every server. Yeah.
Guys, my loyal audience. With my one video.
Like, oh, there's just like so many people on the server, and you're like a mod, or you have a lot of control and power on that server, right? Maybe you could.
Can you change the name from Final Break to Senspybuns, maybe?
Oh yeah.
No, to clarify, chat. That's not what he's saying. He asked me to give him a shout out, like get everybody's attention and shout him out.
With the aim of getting 50 subs, he specified that.
Yeah, well, he wanted to get 50 subs so that he could live stream the progress, and he wanted me to be a mod, which really meant nothing because, like, I doubt anybody would show up to the streams anyway. It doesn't make much sense, the series. So why would people show up to the live streams of the making of the series?
Bear in mind, this is like after we've reviewed his content and told him precisely the reasons that we think is not performing as well as he wants it to. So we've already helped out.
So I'm just like, oh my god. Okay, so this guy wants to use my power on the server to shout out his series when the whole point of YouTube is to try and grow it yourself. Right. Okay. So being the people pleaser that I am and didn't want to start any fires despite him completely crossing the boundary that I had put up, which is now, I guess, down again. I'm just like, okay, sure. I guess. And then he's like, oh, great, we could get Emily involved too. And this is where I'm like, okay, I'm going to shout out your content on Emily's server because you asked me to, despite you, like, going right past my insecurity. But I am not asking Emily to promote your stuff on her server. And Sim's like, oh, no. I meant like, we could just get Emily involved, like, you don't have to ask her, I'll do it. I'm like, yeah, sure.
Involved how then, apart from like, getting her to promote the stuff? Because it's not voice acted, so what would Emily be doing?
I saw you promoted your series in your server. Promote mine. The series the server is about.
For promotion, right. Everyone can do it. Come on, Emily.
Why did Senspybuns just make a server?
On your final break server. So, like, again, I'm just like, okay, I'm not going to ask Emily. You can do that yourself. And then I just, like, begrudgingly agreed. And then Sense is like, I'm picking up on your indecisiveness here, with all your messages of, like, sure, I guess, and, like, depends on the favor. Like, I'm sensing your indecisiveness here.
Oh, so he can read people. Good to know.
Yeah, what's up with that? Like, I can read people's intentions based on those little hints. I'm sure you're just tired right now. He brings up again. I'm sure you're just tired right now. Right.
Oh.
And that's why. So I don't want to bother you with this. I'll promote it by myself and I'll speak to Emily about it.
Yeah.
So
Also,
I'm
series collabs, by the way, as Quadsy's saying here. Yeah, those are a good way. The thing with series collabs is that, like a requested collab is different from like just a random favor, because a collab is supposed to be mutually beneficial. So if Bon had actually got something out of that whole equation, maybe things would be a little bit different. I don't know.
For the record, I do think there is a silver lining here. If it weren't for Bon bringing up the boundary, I will note that I actually don't think requesting for shoutout is the end of the world.
I know it's not the end of the world, but the fact that he went past a boundary that I specifically mentioned seems like a bit of a red flag to me.
Yeah, having been aware of it, the problem isn't the request of the shoutout. The problem is who the request was to, and what he knew about that person.
Mm-hmm. So, like, naturally, I'm just like, okay, I have to tell this guy, right? And I'm just like, okay, so I'm just like, dude, you kind of just proved my point here. And then that's when, like, the end of it showed up. It's just like, wait, are you suggesting I was being friendly to you just to ask you to promote my series, and because not actually thought that you were a cool friend worth chatting with? Because if you're suggesting that, even after all our various chats, I'm very disappointed in you.
God,
okay,
the dad quote, I can't.
Dude, I already have a dad.
Well, now you have another.
I like the idea that he thinks that Bon is the one who's ignoring prior context and,
I'm disappointed
and choosing
in you.
parts of the conversation. Clearly, it's Bon the one who did that.
Series in Emily's server never even occurred to me until I just woke up. Sure, buddy. Because I saw how enthusiastic you were on my series, which made me happy. So I thought, Emily is promoting her series on the server. Maybe I can too.
I do like that. That's the first thought upon waking up, though. Like, you wake up and your eye is like a cartoon, right? It's like a SpongeBob episode. His eyes, like, bold, like, pop right open, like springs, and he jumps out of bed. I'm ready. I know what I could do, Patrick!
Ferb, I know what we're going to do today.
You're right, yeah.
Gacha Springboard, God knows, man. I feel like he's old enough to know better, though.
I dislike quite a few people, to be honest with you.
No
And quite a few people are much older than I would have given them credit for initially. So for all I know, Senspy's in their 50s. I couldn't tell you.
Well, I mean, I will say he does have a relatively deep voice, so, he's not like a child or anything, I'd imagine.
Well, I don't know. I knew some people in high school that were in high school, and they had pretty deep voices.
Okay, yes. When I say child, I mean like a young child. I mean like legally a child. He might be legally a child. So that's a dual matter. When I say child, I mean more like what people think as a child. Small, tiny person.
Sure.
He is not a small person, no.
Before I continue, where are we on like the swearing? Are we good with that?
No.
I did put this in the description because I knew it was going to come up. I said, please try not to. I know tensions are high.
That's not fair. I can resist as much as I want, but like trying not to swear, now you're just like waving it in front of me, man. But
It's
anyway,
like the One Ring, really.
I'll censor. I hear some white noise, by the way, coming from someone. I don't know who that's from, but
I also heard. I kind of assumed it was from you, but I also hear that.
no, I think it started when Jacob started talking, so it might be from Jacob. Anyway, I'm just. He then starts to guilt trip me and saying like, but I did you a favor. Why can't you do the same for me? And I'm like, it wasn't a favor. You offered to audition, and sure, I could see it as a favor maybe, but I never even got that far because like I was done by that point. So my final words to Senspybuns, the last thing I said to him was, in your own words, respect has left the room, and so will I. I tried to resolve this, but this is taking too much of me. I wish you best of luck with your series. As for Final Break, it's up to you if you want to still participate. Please don't contact me again. Block. I am done with this guy. So, I didn't kick him off the Final Break.
Plot twist, he's a hobbit.
but like, no, I didn't kick him off the server like right afterwards, because like I thought he would be mature enough to like either leave himself or just let it go behind him and continue to be a part of the server and be a part of the series, just not interacting with me. But no, he decided right afterwards that he was going to post in the entirety of the chat a message that was directed towards me. He pinned BB by accident, but I know it was towards me. It was along the lines of like, what happened? Can we talk about this in DMs? Like I didn't read it. I he was already going past like.
Okay, that brings in a whole other side of context. I vaguely remember getting a ping, but I just assumed it. Wait, was it? Oh wait, was it a ghost ping then? Wait,
No,
I don't remember.
I removed
okay.
it.
I don't remember ever finding it, but I do remember getting a one. But
I removed it the first 10 seconds it showed up. So I removed it, and then I'm like, okay, so this guy is not going to leave me alone on the Final Break server, so it's time to get rid of him. And then I DM'd Emily saying, hey, Senspybuns cannot be a voice actor anymore.
He is banned.
I woke up, saw that, went, cool.
At the time, this was just between me and Senspybuns. I didn't involve anyone yet, and this is when I involved Emily by like bringing it up, like, hey, he just can't be a part of the server anymore. And Emily's like, okay, that's fine. And then I went to Jacob.
I have plenty.
This was the we do now. It's crazy how much this is going up. Yeah, you're finally coming in, Jacob. But this was the day where we were watching the Mpreg stream. So, and I knew it was happening, and I really wanted to watch it because this was a video I requested and very much enjoyed watching the reactions of, by the way. But I was concerned that, Senspybuns has joined this live stream, as you saw from this stream and previous streams. He joins the stream, so he knows that I could be here. And I was concerned that he might try to antagonize me while on the live stream. So I went to Jacob and said, hey, so, could you do me a favor? And he's like, and I'm just like, so Senspybuns has been harassing me for the last 3 days, and I blocked him on Final Break. However, recognizing this pattern, he's going to be trying to reach me on several other platforms, and that might include your live stream. So just letting you know, be on the lookout for him. He might be on there to harass me, and if you could just remove those messages, that would be great.
Man, you just wait until Senspy finds your ancient Facebook that you were forced to have whenever you're like 6 or something.
No, I thought it was safe.
Nope, he's coming.
No.
I hear him now.
So Jacob is like, yeah, okay, I'll let the mods know. But like 4 mods showed up, like uncalled for. They all just showed up to watch the stream.
When I said I'd let the mods know, I meant like if something happened on the stream, I was like, okay, can we get like the mods involved? That's what I normally do. The mods were just there by pure coincidence because the idea of watching an Mpreg Gacha video was so potent that it drew people in. I was there to mod, and yes, I was told about this, but I was not there necessarily to mod that specific situation. I come in there to mod usually. I just don't always say stuff. Yeah.
I was on the stream anyway, so technically I was modding. I had a very vague awareness, but I was
Yeah,
like,
I
okay,
think because
something
Emily
happened.
was. I think it's because Emily already requested to be there. I knew that I would have a mod on standby anyway, even if BB happened to not be there for whatever reason.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't there for a little bit because I was signing up for stuff, but I did end up joining in 20, 30 minutes into the stream, not very far.
Yeah,
in.
so like I said, so basically, we were on the lookout, thinking, okay, maybe nothing will happen, but lo and behold, of course, because the pattern had been recognized, so that's exactly what happened. Senspybuns did indeed try to come on, and I was suspecting this too because obviously also he'd been really keen to explain a bunch of stuff about his own series in the past, so he tried to do that in every single stream, despite regardless of whether or not it actually matched anything we were talking about at all, or there was even time for it. So I knew there was a strong possibility, and it did happen. And so all I said was, "Can you get the mods? Can we get the mods to tackle the situation in chat?" I even put it on the screen or anything, and we just moved on from there. And that was interpreted as me picking sides in this whole ordeal, but I was, at this point, only aware of the fact that there was something that happened that Bond did not want to talk to Senspybuns, and sometimes bring it up. So, yeah, that's
Yeah,
all
I hadn't talked to anyone at that point yet because I was kind of just annoyed about the whole situation to begin with. I just like shut it all down, blocked, and just took the day off, right? So I hadn't told. Ghostie and Emily asked about it on the stream because they noticed that Senspybuns was harassing me, and I just said like do you need to know? Because I don't feel like talking about it right now. Anyways, the day after when I felt better. Is when I gathered all the people that you see on screen into a group chat to talk about what went down because they were all there during the Impreg stream, confused about what was going on, and I thought that I needed to clear some things up because they were doing me a favor by protecting me pretty much from Senspybuns' harassment.
Yeah. So and the reward for doing so end up being the messages from Senspybuns saying I don't get it. There's none of you interested in what Bond did. Shouldn't friends maintain each other in contact, in check? Or am I not even allowed to vent? Bear in mind, I at this point will just said,
which is crazy because Senspy asked to vent in chat, and I directly said no. So there's the answer. I didn't even elaborate. I simply said no.
There are definitely times and places
Jacob got sent a paragraph. Jacob got sent a paragraph.
Oh, I got sent more than just a paragraph, but this is but to start off with,
you did. Oh boy.
Yeah. So I got a thing saying that Bond straight up spread lies about Senspybuns on Emily's Discord server. Even though from this situation it seems like Bond didn't really say much on the server itself.
Emily, you can vouch. I just took him off the server, told him that he couldn't be a voice actor, and that's the last DM I said.
I was like, where is the lie here?
This whole thing about spreading lies, we weren't
that did not happen.
made aware. I was made aware in a private DM. Some people had access to in a work discussion thing.
I didn't say anything. So that was just a straight up lie.
Yeah, so this was of course, saying, well, I gave her nothing but my full respect. There's that buzzword again. This time we have a different adjective, despicable. This is despicable behavior. Yes.
They're learning.
It's spelled despicable, but they tried.
Weird people, please.
Wow.
Yeah. So after that, yes, if my friend is another friend of mine, again, trying to further clarify we are friends by having just met, I would immediately scold them for it until the problem is solved for both parties. Again, I apparently was supposed to scold Bond for something that I didn't even know what had happened. Is that not how things work here?
Scold Bond like a child.
Yeah.
I would scold them until both parties are good.
Of course, scold one party until there's a mutual agreement. That seems fair. So anyway, so I say, I have no idea what happened between you and Bon on Emily's server, because I had no idea what happened between him and Bon on Emily's server. All I know is they blocked you because you kept trying to push a topic they didn't want to continue talking about and didn't respect their wishes to drop the subject. And lo and behold, you came onto my stream, knowing they'd be there and tried to use that as a channel to continue bothering them, like they knew you would. You are allowed to vent, but not when someone is trying to move on from something and they were already worried about not being able to enjoy my streams anymore for fear of you ruining it for them. And said, is that what she told you? Well, not really, because it's what happened. I was there. So yeah, I said I didn't know.
Well, there's no way. I wish I could have worded it that well, but yeah.
Yeah, this is why people tend to try to come to me sometimes. Not in this situation, but yeah. So yeah, I say I don't even know what the discussion was. So then I get
sitting here,
then I get I get most of, surprisingly, Senspybuns was quite candid about what had happened. You know, like I said, like the actual facts about it, not to say the interpretation of them. But yeah, the fact I heard about the plan to get to 50 subs by everyone's help. That the fact that it was a thing that happened right after, you know, he woke up and he decided that, and that you took the asking the favor of the wrong way. I did point out immediately, just after like a paragraph, well, 2 paragraphs actually, of all of that stuff, because again, world's slowest typer, so I decided to keep it brief. Okay, so let me get this straight. A person opened up to you about their trust issues regarding being used by people who are nice to them, and your idea the very next day was to ask them to promote you and help grow your platform. Of course that's going to come across as confirming their suspicions. To which then, you know, he says, Jacob, I see what you mean now. Like, apparently that's all it took. But of course, trying to excuse the fact that they just woken up and, you know, all of that, and they didn't see this happening and everything. And in this case, it's saying, you know, that Bon gave him no chance to, confirm if interpretation was even correct or to try and talk things out. Now we know that there was absolutely a bit more time in order to get involved with that. And also, there was no required explanation. It was very clear. You made yourself very clear beforehand, and yet that was still ignored. So the fact that was not pieced together, that's not on you in the slightest. And then at some point it evolves into like all caps. The actually being a people pleaser, you know, all of that stuff. So I'm trying to, you know, systematically break down a bunch of these things. I could read these all one by one, but we've been here for an hour and a half, so there's no point. So yeah, some of the stuff, I totally see your point here. I said, I don't think Bon was lying when they said they understood where you were genuine. I just think that after what happened, they changed their mind again. So you mean after I asked her for a small favor, like she asked me the day before? Which is, I guess, the voice acting thing, I suppose. Now I get that context. Then, of course, more about the straight lies. A lot of this is repetition, so I'm just scrolling down. There's a bunch of other things.
As I made a joke about earlier, yeah, a lot of this is just repeating the same statements, but in slightly different ways over the course of like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah. So ends up by saying, who's going to explain to them this was all not true? I say, not sure. I might say something if Bond brings you up next time we talk. Beyond that, you might just have to let this one go. And then you say, I fully respect that you're taking the time to actually listen to me with a caring ear and actually trying to help. This will be important later.
It's a time loop.
Yeah, this will be important later. So,
I've heard this message already.
Yeah, so we do agree and understand that what Bond did in the Emily server was beyond inexcusable, right? To which I say 4 simple words. I never said that. So then, wait, do we have the same understanding of what she did? It's like, well, I know what she did, but we have a different interpretation of it. Yeah. So yeah, I said I would explain both my opinion and POV. If we didn't listen the first time, why would I bother again? Just read what I already wrote. I'm going to bed. I forgot to say this was happening towards 5 a.m. So I was just beat at that point. Yeah.
Wouldn't this have been great content though to get on stream?
Well, potentially, but I don't want to share, you know, private screenshots on camera. That's why I'm you know, just doing it this way. So yeah, so then afterwards, there's like a little bit afterwards, of like 5 hours later, I suppose. Just a bit of a summary thing, you know. Please talk to her. I didn't, you know, mean for this to happen. All that stuff. Thanks a lot for listening kindly and patiently. Next day, of course. Hello, my friend Jacob. Again, trying to verbally confirm with your friends. I just want to vent something again, if that's okay. It just pains my heart that Bond gave me no chance to clarify the misunderstanding that she had. Yeah, just like clockwork. So yeah, basically, and then just a lot of that was, saying absolutely no one came to me to confirm what they heard about me and hear my side. Bear in mind, we'd heard nothing at this point, so there was nothing for us to come and say.
No.
Instead, they instantly believed
I
her.
don't know that it's all bull, right? Because like it's like Bond said all these bad things about me to you, and Jacob's like over here, like, dude, Bond didn't say shit.
What would Bond have theoretically said about you? Tell me.
Yeah, like again, this is just Maddie all over again. People try to like come after me or like try to sway me to their side with the absolute flimsiest logic imaginable, and then everything they say is so easy to dismount. But yeah, so
said all those lies in my server. You know,
yes,
the one message in a private Discord channel addressed to me.
Yeah, and then
that wasn't even a lie. That was
everyone,
just me. That wasn't anything.
All of those true, terrible lies.
Yeah, everyone instantly believed Bon, including me, apparently, which is the next part of this, because I'm the one that DM'd you to tell my side.
The lies I made up in the Emily server. I appreciate it.
Yeah, when Bon told you her wrong understanding of the situation, that she never tried to clarify with me, you also believed her. Not that you said much, but anyway. You never DM'd me saying, hello, Senspybuns, so Bon told me this about you. Is that true? What happened? Well, turns out I didn't need to because, came for me, but, please don't take this as me being upset with you. Just had to point that out.
Sure, buddy.
Go around spreading what you heard as fact before I DM'd you about it. No, I'm doing that afterwards on camera because you made a video.
Yeah, this is your fault, Senspybuns.
And then afterwards, and you still listen to me, which means a lot. You have my respect. Please let me know you got my message. We should have had like a respect counter.
Yeah.
Anyway, so also question: did you get the chance to
every time Senspybuns says respect, you have to take a drink. Come back.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, then of course another question: did you get the chance to clarify misunderstanding to Bon, and what did she say? So I then say, okay, not only did you once again give me another paragraph with zero new information, as you've explained this before, you somehow managed to say that I believe Bon before asking your side, and that I listened to you and didn't spread what I heard as fact. So which one is it? It's like, wait, I'm sorry that came out confusing / contradictory. Then another paragraph that I say, this is why it's difficult for people to believe you, because you'll contradict yourself in your own paragraph explaining your side.
Meanwhile, Jacob was posting all this in the group chat, and all of us are just eating popcorn, cheering him on.
Yeah, well, actually, I posted it afterwards because I'd responded already by this point.
Keep in mind, the point where all of us got on the same page was not until closer to the final episode of this arc.
Yeah. So, okay. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I agree in my chat with you that just wrong me, but really, I rarely do that in my text unless I'm actually distressed. Well, if that's the case, then you seem to be distressed every other day. So I don't know about that. So yeah, then
there's too many Satan worshippers. It's just so frustrating and terrifying, and how can you not vent about it every other day? No, sorry, that's too much peace in there every day.
Of course. So yeah, then I again say that I was not involved in this at all, because now I have to absolve myself here, because apparently, I'm being accused of lying and such.
All these sinners with their boundaries, man.
Those devilish opinions.
Devilish boundaries.
My goodness. Okay, so I finish off by saying, frankly, I'm starting to see why Bomb wanted to cut communication with you, because you continue to exhaust any means you can to try and make yourself look better, even if you have nothing new to say. Which, of course, is another thing that I got told was hurtful. But as I say on Gacha V, I'm not here to tell people what they want to hear. But so yeah, there was other stuff that, in between that, seeing if there's anything else that was super important. Wasn't really until like the final paragraph that I had to change my method of responding, because there was so much wrong with everything that was being said that I had to break down everything bit by bit.
Yeah, Jacob
got the video.
All of us on the group chat were very scared.
It's because I had to quote the actual point so Senspybuns could read it and understand, and that's why I used the bold to format so it's myself and my response versus the quote that was there before. So yeah, there was like, for example, why am I being harsh on this? Like, calm down. I said I tried being calm, that didn't work.
Senspybuns told you to calm down. Like, what?
Yeah. Like, meanwhile, I started off by trying to actually, do exactly what they said, and he didn't hear him out. But anyway, you were in the wrong for asking a favor for someone who opened up about it. About being doubtful of others is my thing. That apparently the first thing that I said, to which I respond, correct. And if I hadn't, you wouldn't have known. I stand by that. Yeah. So there was other things. All I wanted to hear from the beginning was something like, "I see you never intended to use her in anything against us or favor of purest intentions. Because of her past experience, you accused you hastily of that." So yeah. Not here to tell you what you want to hear. So, then, she's just giving you a chance to reply, not immediately block you, which apparently now I know there was a conversation that occurred in between that about the favor itself. So there was ample chance to reply and explain, but no. Then also, see what happened to you. Bot doesn't usually like this, which is a thing that Senspybuns wanted to hear, that I could not necessarily believe myself.
I'm not usually like this. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
this is
like,
exactly what I'm
like. It's up to me to say like what you're usually like, because Senspybuns doesn't know what you're usually like. So of course, how would like that could just be a straight up lie.
You would have been lying, because that's exactly how I act.
But he didn't know that. Goes to a dramatic irony in real life.
Bon is usually
Hey,
like...
Jacob, I know you're reading through the thing, probably. Emily is one to be let in.
Sorry, who? What did you say?
Emily.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Emily left a little bit ago, and I teased a little bit, but she has been sitting there in the back.
Okay. All right. So yeah, the thing that he wanted to hear was I will explain to her that you didn't mean to use her or offend her. You guys are both my friends. I got you both. Then I say,
Again,
notice how
that's
some of what you
what
just
I'm
said was
here.
info you got from me, meaning I did say half of that. And if I did decide to tell them you made a mistake, which I was considering, that would just make me part of the problem. I might have said something if you'd been able to go one stream without bringing it up to her. That would have been a sign of true respect, not the verbal diarrhea you opted for. I didn't even know the respect was a buzzword at that point. That was accidental. What I did know was the following sentence. So another thing from Senspybuns, just like that, absolutely beautiful and considerate. It would have soothed my soul if it wouldn't have, and I wouldn't have repeated myself ever again. But I never felt validated because you kept pushing me against the wall instead, like it was all my fault. And my response,
Stop.
if I'd said any of that without truly believing it, wouldn't that have been people pleasing?
Oh god, dang it! Did you skip past the part that I really liked? Wait.
Depends. What part did you really like? That's incredibly vague, baby.
Of Senspybuns.
Hold on.
We are a rare species.
Anyway, so
okay, wait, that might be in the next paragraph. Wait, okay.
Okay, well, the next paragraph is you kept dunking on me as seen your last messages instead of excusing me for being sad at the moment. Yeah, it's becoming Stan. Exactly. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Even when I apologized time and time again, explained how I am not usually like that, which you already know. No, I don't. I just met you. So why do you keep on pushing? And I am the big bad wolf or a punching bag. My response, I actually don't know if you like this or not. I met you last week.
To use him as a punching bag.
Well, no. So what I guess you more of you use me as a mediator, if anything. It's like people listen to you, which admittedly is true. People do listen to me quite a lot, probably because I have a review show, but still.
Ghostie, good, you're back. Every time Senspybuns
And an award one now.
Every time Senspybuns mentions the word respect, you have to take a sip of your alcoholic beverage.
We're at the end of the paragraphs, unfortunately.
So you have to. So Ghostie, what you need to do is you need to get like a big bottle. You need to go through all those messages in the chat and retroactively make up for it.
We're not reading them again, BB. We're not good. We'll never get through the end of this.
That's what I'm telling Ghostie to scroll
Maybe
through
how many
the
times
GC.
respect is brought up in this video.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm gonna die, aren't I?
Well, at least it was for content.
Shots.
Okay.
Shots.
Okay. Last paragraph. So
I have
also
the ready.
Ghostie, let him go.
Senspybuns says, also, you never answered my question on whether you talked to her about it or explained a misunderstanding. It's okay, you don't have to if you don't want to. To which I said, actually, I quoted you with almost everything you said to me, so they know everything now. By quoting, of course, I meant sharing screenshots, but I didn't want to say that out loud. So that last bit was, I'm sorry I sent you a million messages. I'm going to let this whole situation go now. Thanks for your time.
What
My
difference does it make?
My final response, that's what you promised me days ago. See if it's true this time. And that was the last message. That was the last. There was like no exchange of conversation after that point. So hey, it could have been true this time.
Mic drop.
But here's the thing: we're here because Senspybuns made a video on the subject.
So just to note, it was like from our perspective, by the way, guys. So after all of this happened, Jacob messages the group chat something along the lines of like, oh hey, he's online, let's, because at that point we're like, oh, he's definitely gonna message again. So he's like, oh, he's online, and so we're like, well, and then Jacob's like, oh, he's offline again, and we don't hear anything until this video gets released.
Yeah, so that because that was like after I said see if it's true this time, so we probably reconsidered texting again.
It was hard at work. Anyways, we then get a text from Emily saying, hey guys, look at this new video Senspybuns just uploaded to his channel. Right on the thumbnail, there is a very lashy looking character named Bonnie, and it's like a music video based on true events.
Which by the way, is not speculation. It does in the title, based on true events.
Describing
so again,
posted on the day that all of this was happening.
Yeah. So we did actually
No, the best part is that Senspybuns privated it, but it was too late. Jacob already downloaded it. So
the archives.
Hey guys,
this is why I download videos. They're archived.
Jacob's channel.
Must go on.
Jacob's channel is like, if you needed a personification of the classic adage, nothing is truly deleted or gone from the internet, Jacob's channel is that.
In the best way possible, though.
Yeah, I need to like have I want to make a playlist at some point with the reviews of all of the videos that have been unlisted or deleted from people.
Well, I mean, yeah, you could literally call the playlist just the archives.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, so
here we go, guys. Has anyone seen this yet?
I have.
No, but I've. Okay,
You
yeah.
have?
See, I have not, but Emily has informed us of what roles we are meant to be. I've been told that I'm apparently the e-boy in the thumbnail, which I don't know how I feel about that.
So
okay,
guys,
we'll go over those. Okay, let's go over those when we actually see the characters on screen, because otherwise that's going to not be, just more of us giving verbal context. I don't know where Ghostie's gone right now because we're about to start. But
the moment I figured out that person was you, or meant to be you.
Okay. To stall for a moment again, just because I want to see if Ghostie's going to come back. One last thing that we skipped over, that we said we're going to get back to, was the fact that there was like minor reaching outs to Emily and Ghostie, but on their like separate channels with like different messages.
I got, a message on that live stream. On the Pregnant Man live stream, it was hey Emily,
what a sentence.
I really like your writing and whatever. Can you add me back onto the server? I really want to continue auditions.
Oh yeah, there are a bunch of like YouTube comments as well that were like side stories to all this that we never really addressed, but those do exist for the record.
Yeah, what did Ghostie get? Because there was one that Ghostie had.
Ghostie got one. It was hold on, I'm
okay. Okay, here it is. So
Ghostie commented on the video that Senspybuns, like the one that we're about to review.
Oh, the Monster Companion promo.
Yes, that's it. So Monster Companion promo on Ghostie's channel. The first edit was really good, but wasn't prepared for the Rickroll. Well played, and how are you, Ghostie? Thank you so much for listening to me going off about my series the other day on Jacob's stream. It meant a lot. Not quite as extreme as what happened as the comments towards Bond, but it said something. And sorry I got carried away, but I got excited. Please do take care, my friend. I smashed the like button, by the way.
I don't think it's that creepy. I think it is part of the story, though. I think knowing where it is chronologically really adds. I think knowing where it is onto the story really adds to the character arc.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's creepy. I'm saying that because clearly this is somebody who wants like anyone to anyone on his side that he possibly can, and to verbally clarify that the people in question are friends. And it just so happened that he picked yet another person who's uncomfortable and has had issues with parasocial relationships in the past. You know,
but
again,
no,
another reason
Bond
doesn't
already
work.
said that.
Okay, I see. Fine. So, yeah, in my sense, it comes off as somebody who is desperate in all of the wrong ways. And here we go. So yes, we are about to start the video now.
Sorry,
I don't know when.
We
I don't know
stalled.
when or if Ghostie's going to come back. So yeah, I guess the store was looking for BB now. Just lost another member. Okay, here we go. So this is Fake Friends, the now deleted video.
I'm so excited.
So, finally, without further ado, on with the review. Hi, Bonnie.
Wait, we can't see it.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Wait, yeah, we can.
I can't see it. Oh, I'm gonna rejoin. Hold on.
Yeah,
I'm seeing a black screen right now.
Yeah, we can see it.
I might just need to like move it forward for a second, but since they're refreshing, I didn't have time to say that.
Hey, and Ghostie's back and we lost a different person.
Don't worry, they're reconnected. But Ghostie,
Okay.
Since you're here, would you like to define parasocial for everyone?
Oh yes, parasocial means a relationship with a creator of content. Normally, this relationship is extremely one-sided.
Wait a second. Wait. So, hold on. So, yeah. Chat can't see it either. I'm on YouTube. They can't see it.
Right. I'm
wait,
gonna
what?
skip ahead
Oh,
for
there
one.
we go.
Oh,
There
no,
we
yeah.
go. There we
Yeah,
go.
this is what I was saying. You look at, I was saying that I can skip forward 1 second because sometimes it's a second off. So the
Sorry.
first frame would have been a black screen.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! Look at me.
How come
I
me
mean,
and
not
Baby
me.
could see it then?
Look at Bonnie.
Emily and I are able to see it just fine.
It just looks like Morwenna.
But
Flattered.
I will say,
Morwenna's gorgeous.
to give an example of parasocial, let's say there is a YouTuber on the internet, not exclusively Bond,
Or
but
you.
or you.
Or me.
Let's say her name, his or her name is
Toasty.
No, I was gonna say Fungus Among Us, but that's fine.
Pongs.
All right. Yeah.
Fungus Among
Their
Us.
name is essentially Toasty.
Essentially Toasty. Fungus Among Us. I'm gonna stick with Fungus Among Us.
Okay, fine.
Let's say that Fungus Among Us posts a lot of videos and has a lot of people who are following them. And let's say that Fungus Among Us also happens to have a social media presence.
Fungus Among Us, by the way, is getting a place in one of my projects later. Just for the
Fungus.
record, this is a wonderful thing that you've made.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Fungus Among Us is a pretty big YouTube presence. Fungus Among Us makes a lot of content. But let's say there are some people who think that they know Fungus Among Us personally that actually don't. That is a parasocial relationship. Fungus Among Us does not know these people personally, but they think they know
No,
Fungus
not at
Among
all.
Us better than they actually do.
Mhm.
So instead of being friends with Fungus Among Us, the actual person, they are friends with Fungus Among Us, the person they visualize in their head brain.
This is basically what the K-pop industry thrives on, but done unintentionally. All right. Oh, and Error's here. Arriving just in time. We drama-ing,
Yeah.
says Emily. We are
And now
indeed
we're
drama-ing.
30 in. We're finally
anyway,
starting the review.
This is a call for everyone to use Fungus Among Us in their projects. I will give you permission.
Great.
I'm so
Uh,
excited to start a project with. Oh my god, dude! Did you see the new Fungus Among Us episode?
Guys, I'm changing Final Breaks episode 1 script right now.
There's a Fungus
Oh, I
Among
was
Us.
saying you're choosing just the name of the series, yeah. Okay.
Oh
There's
yeah,
a-
my new
there's
series,
a-
Fungus Among Us.
There's a chunk of like of YouTuber ripoffs that we have just listed for puppy love as well.
Mhm.
Fungus
I don't
Among
know
Us.
if I don't remember if any of them ever been revealed publicly yet or not, but it definitely exists at the very least.
Okay, so back to the
I love
video.
my character so much.
Yeah, so obviously, even though all the names have been changed, it is very fitting that there is a character called Bonnie, named after, the YouTuber formerly known as Bonnie the Bunny. So
Right,
No correlation. We have to remember this, guys. This has nothing to do with me.
Yeah. No correlation. And then Shix is from the actual Senspybuns, the anime. But from what Emily has said, is probably a facsimile for, well, I guess in this case, Senspybuns particularly, even though
Yes.
Senspybuns could have been used.
Senspybuns did bring this up. Senspybuns, when we were talking about his series, did mention that he bases the character Shix on himself. So,
Which
Right.
is weird, considering that he's branded his entire channel around the other character. That's not
I
based
didn't
on
question it.
That one comes in.
I did. That was part of the
It's
review.
just not,
Is-
they don't come in normally.
So when Bond mentioned, because I remember he mentioned this quite a bit in the review, and this has very much painted a lot of my views towards. Did I say Bond? Senspy. This is a character that Senspy had mentioned, which has very much painted my views towards him, as a whole, and how I view his psyche. But is Shix the one that kept on getting repeated as the good character because
No,
Christian, right?
Isabella.
Like charitable and
No,
kind
no,
and wise.
No, not that
Isabella.
one. Different one.
Okay, which one is that?
Isabella.
Okay.
They're not on screen right now. We'll point them out to you when we
They
see
don't
them.
appear in that.
Yeah. So, okay. So this is how meeting a fake friend be like, based on a true story. Stay safe from fake friends.
Yes,
Because
this goes out to all
Senspybuns can't have a
streams. Stay
single
safe from fake
second.
friends.
Yeah, because Senspybuns, even in 16:9, can't have no captions on screen at any point. So anyway, here we go.
I love that we're in a forest too.
That's there, yeah. Well, might be a park or some kind. Here we go. So we've gone into the realm of one of the things I don't like in gacha videos, which is the scene directions being used as text. But here we go. So now we have. So I guess without quoting the person directly, because again, we can't be too obvious here.
We can't use the actual screenshots. People will know.
Yeah, or quotes. Yeah, you can't use actual quotes because then people will question what the problem was. So yeah.
Man, this Bonnie character seems super nice.
Also, I like how the flow of this conversation went.
They are
Hi,
giving
Bonnie.
kindness
Hi,
back.
Shix. Giving you kindness. Like,
Wow, I can't
Immediately.
believe I can't believe Moana was dragged into this.
I know, right? Yeah,
You guys
it's
want me
nothing
to-
sacred anymore.
Do you guys want me to voice the Bonnie character that isn't associated with me?
Yes, absolutely.
He wants to be
I
the
do
The song.
from fake friends.
There's no dialogue anymore. For once, Senspybuns has no dialogue. Now of all times.
Oh, we'll get to it soon. Stop
Oh,
being
here we
a
go.
people pleaser.
Hey,
It's making me
line,
uncomfortable.
My line! Ghostie!
I know. I just wanted to say it because it's.
Oh
so
no, this is definitely they did just kind of use the same messages. So at what point does it deviate?
Yeah, so again, this is the first point where the context is skipped, because I believe Bond did not say immediately the part about being a people pleaser. They actually said the part about being uncomfortable at first, and then the people pleaser thing came in afterwards. So again, that's the real part that was the problem here.
And I tolerated it for a long time. I just thought he'd die. I thought he'd die down a little bit, maybe, but nope.
No, certainly not.
Anyways, stop being a people pleaser, please. It's making me uncomfortable.
Question: when do you think he
What?
started producing this?
What?
After talking to me,
For sure.
That's really quick.
well, okay, well,
which
consider
shows in the
this.
quality.
Yeah, exactly. Consider this. The two characters standing in mostly neutral positions, just staring down at each other on one of the first backgrounds in Gacha itself. So
Except Bonnie. Bonnie's looking up at God. At like in two different
And I
scenes
said-
now.
I said mostly. Anyway, the next day at school. Oh, here we go. Now, okay,
What?
got some movement. Okay, hi, Shix. Can I ask you a favor?
We're skipping ahead a
Sorry.
little bit.
Wait,
and
no,
also,
sorry, your
wrong
line, your line.
character.
My bad. Yeah.
I'm still on high Shix frame, man. There's no ask favor yet. I'm behind.
Oh, okay. Wait. Yeah,
Okay.
like I said, 1 second.
Can I ask you a favor?
Wrong character
thing.
early.
Happy!
was the favor for her. The favor involved
what?
standing there and
Wait.
a gesture.
So what is it? So what is the favor in this instance?
It doesn't matter. This is symbolic of any situation where someone asks
My
you for a
default
favor.
eyes.
Oh, see, and this is the real insult. You don't even get a nose, Bon.
The disrespect.
Yeah. Anyway. Later that day, again, for the context, it wasn't later that day, it was the next day upon waking up when this happened. This is why we spent an hour and a half going over the context of this, because we knew it was going to be relevant. It was going to be taken out of the original context. We had to go over it all.
It's not just the eyes. It's the eyes. There's a single fang hanging out, and then you have the text above the actual line, that like the actual line, and that just wraps it up.
What the heck do you want?
Just tell me what
I was wondering, can I ask you a favor?
to say.
Stop being a people user. Oh my god.
It's not even consistent. It's not even consistent. It's not a thing people please, not people user. This is why we might rewrite scripts, people, because this doesn't happen. And also, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this were Gacha Life 1, because, I mean, how else can they do this fast?
You still have access to open mouths, Senspybuns. You could have put a little effort into this. Come on.
This is also true, yeah.
I can feel
It's like one of the big complaints people had about Gacha videos back in the day. So on everyone's top 10 worst things about Gacha list they had in 2019, that was the one that ranked, that was always somewhere on the list, like, you know, closed mouths when speaking. Anyway, she told their friends lies about him to kick him out of the Discord server. I mean, what? I'm sorry, hold on. In the context of this story, there was no Discord server. So what do you mean?
No, it's great. It's amazing, because the only reason this is comprehensible to us is because we are the people this is about.
Yeah, and that's the problem with these types of videos, is that people decide to make these and then just use as a vent, and they get all the positive reinforcement comments from people who don't know what actually went down, because they only have that one side of the person.
Dude, I don't even think people could do praise about this. I don't know that normal people would understand what's happening.
By the way, the only comment was from me telling them to touch grass.
Yeah. And Senspybuns' response was, touch that subscribe button.
Here's what I appreciate.
Like, they were like, touch that subscribe button, and then they come back later with the second comment asking me why I was so rude.
And to be honest, why are you being so rude to me right now? 2 minutes later.
Here's what I love. This exchange happens, and I think what we need to understand is those weren't the real responses, right? Those were responses 1.5 and maybe 2.
What are you talking about?
Sorry, no, 1.1 and 1.5. The real response is privating the video. I mean, come on, can we not act like that's not like that's clearly the reason why that happened? It wasn't because there's some PC user, right? They're not a peace person.
I'm on the wrong frame too.
Yeah. Okay. So right, there we go. All right.
Now it's
yes,
black screen.
Okay,
there we go. There we go. Okay, yeah, now I see it.
Right. Okay, and it's shrunken down now, I guess, for everyone else. So I guess it must have been a transition frame. Yeah. Anyway, so love this.
No, play it again. Play it. We can't see.
Hey, what?
I
Play
can.
the video. There we go. Oh my god.
See, this is where everyone else comes in. So you'll see in a moment who BB is. I don't know who the other two are, but I think me and Ghostie said it's meant to be Jacob and me.
Ghostie's a ghost.
Why am I the emo dude? I'm not an emo.
That's the question you're asking?
My favorite dress is a red, like, velvet silk dress. What do you mean?
Okay, but think about like the type of content you make.
Okay, but
Come
sure.
off as
But I also
Hyrule,
make
I'm not
SpongeBob
gonna lie.
references all the time. I can have a real personality. I'm not all
Anything
like,
nice,
You're
I'm a
giving
deep, multifaceted individual. How dare
Yeah,
So,
Phoebe,
by the
you're
way,
giving Dark Hyrule. I'm not gonna lie.
Dark Hyrule.
It's
By the
almost like
way-
this is made by somebody who doesn't know any of us at all very well, but considers us all friends for some reason.
By the way, Jacob, I've sent
right?
you
This
a
is a
thing.
character of what they think I am. This is amazing.
Even younger me's ghost girl was better than this. Oh dear.
Ghostie, you
I
were gonna
take
say
my
something?
old FNAF videos over
This is so. I wish I could bring a screenshot because but I can't remember the exact phrasing of it, so I don't know if I could find it. But it was, I don't know. You guys probably seen it. It's like there's a white background. There's a bunch of like low effort like people, right? And there's a group of people, and then there's some person on the big outside, and usually this person is meant to be like a conservative or something, and the group is meant to be like some sort of minority. Obviously you'll figure out who is who in this instance, not necessarily that, but the one person on the outside is usually like, no, Bon, I'm just explaining the usual context of the whatever. For context, they said bingo BB brings up politics. I'm just explaining what the meme is. But the person on the outside is usually like, oh hey, you guys are weird for doing whatever the meme needs it to be. And then some person on like the far side of the circle like does this cartoonish thing where they like stretch out and do like a weird thumbs up and go okay, and then goes back to the group, and the person on the outside just frowns and walks away like, oh. And that's what this reminds me of. We're just the group, they're talking, and one of these characters, Bon, is gonna stretch out, do a little thumbs up, and is like, no.
It's not.
Well, I mean, in this situation, if they're supposed to be, blindly believing lies about chicks to, ostracize them, if they stretch out their hands, they're gonna hold up a different finger.
Also,
Moving
I
on.
have sent Jacob
Yeah,
a
gloss
thing.
past that. Yeah.
I've sent Jacob a thing for this video.
Oh, okay.
Oh, how special.
It's been a while since we've done that, actually, Ghostie.
Yeah, last time you did
Oh,
that.
okay. Okay.
Let's see it then.
Oh no, I'm absolutely putting it on the screen. I just need to bring it up.
Blindly believes. Yeah, but Emily, come on. Doesn't Susie look like you?
No.
You're fired.
What do you
I
mean?
will-
You often have green hair like Season 0 Seto Kaiba.
Yeah, see?
Okay, to be fair, Summoner here doesn't look anything like me either, so.
Wow, it's almost like
The
Senspybuns took random presets and changed their names.
No,
Except for
they
Susie.
took their
Susie
existing
did
characters
okay.
from the Senspybuns anime.
Yeah, I
Susie
think,
did okay.
let's be clear, I think this is part of the lore.
This
Yeah.
is not.
Add this to the
But,
lore. Bonnie's a new
oh, no.
character.
We are canon now.
We've
We are
become-
This is
No.
this is-
Baby, I'm the only one who's canon. Suck it.
Yeah,
No,
this is what
I'm
happens
there.
to-
I'm
this is what
just
happens
a
on Gacha View
facsimile.
all the time. We make videos, reviews about certain videos, then we become part of the videos, whether it's as voice actors or as our actual selves as characters on the
Hey,
screen.
I got a child one time, so
except for me. I've never made a cameo before.
Yo, this is my first cameo, guys. I'm so happy.
Well, enjoy it. Okay, so here is the thing that Ghostie sent me. So I guess this has got to go like in the inverse order, right? Because that's how it works with our notifications.
Yeah,
So
like
in
the
inverse
Sonic
order, we have that the comment of touch grass was hearted by the creator, then also liked, meaning that he probably didn't even know what the phrase meant. Which is why he replied, touch the subscribe button, pretty please. Then afterwards, whatever failbot video, we get that. Then afterwards, also, why are you? If it was biz with you, why are you rude? Like, not even why are you being rude? Why are you rude as a person?
Why are you
Also,
like
Well,
this?
a better question is, if you thought
Then,
the
of
comment was
course.
rude, why did you heart it?
And then, of course, you have someone going into debt over Sonic. You can't forget that part.
I love going. Like, by the way, that video was very entertaining.
Was it?
Oh, I can imagine. Good old Uncle
Failed.
Failboot.
All right. Continue,
All right.
please. I need to know
Yes.
more.
Okay, so here we
When does
go.
Martin enter the picture?
Hey
No
guys,
way.
can I vent about something that made me sad?
The best part's coming up. It's the best thing in this whole thing.
Yeah.
Hey guys, can I vent?
Hmm.
No way. That's what I was
Oh,
like.
Okay,
Okay.
so here's the thing. I know that is meant to be read in the order again because I was there, but I know it's meant to be read in the order. Can I vent? No. I respect your stream, whatever, right? But
Yeah.
but we need to understand that we read left to right, which means what happened there is can I vent? It's okay. I respect your stream. No.
This is a
So-
hugely common problem in gacha life particularly, but also in just any gacha video that has too many captions on, which also shows you how quickly this video was put together and how much of a rush this was.
Yeah.
But also, just to take a step back for a second and go back into regular review mindset.
I like
You
how
have
proud I
BB
look.
Yeah. You have BB pointing a sword.
Man, damn.
Yeah.
Look at my
Yeah. Okay. You have BB pointing a sword at Shix in this case. It should have been a hammer. You had a chance to have a literal ban hammer and you missed it.
Or even a wrench, because YouTube has the symbol as a wrench for some reason.
For moderators,
Like
yeah.
to quote Roger Ebert, if you're gonna roast us, put some effort into it.
I do like the idea of me pulling out a wrench and chucking it at him, though.
Well, okay, yes, but again, hammer symbolic. Anyway.
I know, it's funny.
Every time you get timed out, the mods are just throwing a wrench at you.
Picture
also,
that.
If this is supposed to be the stream where this stuff happened, bear in mind Bond didn't say anything in the stream
said
to do
nothing.
with Senspybuns. So in this case,
Okay, that's not
this would be
true.
an
I did have to delete a message from Bond responding to Senspy.
Okay, fine. So that was one thing, but it wasn't like a consistent thing in the stream, and now people are blindly believing everything. So I don't know what stream Senspybuns was watching, but it definitely was not the one that's being referenced here. And also bear in mind, again, in this context, they're just standing still. No one's streaming anything.
Wouldn't it be a thing if there was a
Whoa! That's a shot.
like?
Well,
I was about to say, like, it would be a thing if there was a pregnant man somewhere on screen.
Man,
That would require giving context, and then
the
people could find out what
cinematic
scene it was
universe of
and judge for
the
themselves.
century.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, and I think I said that before, but yeah, the reveals. It always happens once in the episode.
What's
Ah,
up,
here we go.
Senspybuns?
For a second. Oh, okay. Oh, I guess she got the.
Everything gets so wild in a second. It's amazing.
I think she got the chancla out in order to, I guess, discipline us for what we did in quotes, and that's why Senspybuns was there.
Give you a beating.
It's
I think-
crazy because Senspy, by all regards, is closer to me in almost every way than Summoner is. I just want to throw this out here.
You're
At least-
referring to the visual design of the character. Okay, fine.
well,
So
not just
in
that,
this-
but also the whole thing of just messing with people purely for the entertainment at times, which I've been known to do sometimes.
Really?
Okay, all right,
Wait,
we get it. We're not represented correctly. Fantastic. So but yeah, in this case, I forgot what I was saying now. So yeah, I think this was also what Senspybuns the person wished happened, that somebody actually just came to his defense. Probably me. He wanted me to do that. But I just like, go and like say like, oh, well, now that I see from your perspective, I'm going to agree with you, of course. And I'm going to, I guess, scold
tomorrow
Bond
and
until
change my
both
mind.
parties agree. Remember? That was a thing. So, I should have
This
said
is-
unfair people have no
Yeah,
self.
to wake up tomorrow and change my mind.
What an amazing effect. Also, look at Ghost Kitty's recent message.
I could
most
probably
recent.
make this more for presets than this. That's actually the first sword prop. Okay.
I like
Oh.
how none of this group has moved a muscle this entire time.
They haven't even, no one's even stopped, like, turning the lights or anything. They're just still there. And again, I will say, regular reviewer mindset here. If you want someone to start singing the words of the song, don't have them on screen for only a second. Because in context, that's kind of like if a person started like singing, and then someone came on stage and they ran with their microphone. It's like, oh,
Like, no, we had more than a second. We got a pan up of Senspybuns.
yeah, or just keep the camera still and do a close up of anything really.
I find it hilarious that only for that one screenshot did the summoner's name change to BB Summoner and then went back to Summoner again.
That's
Just to clarify,
like
We want to be subtle and change people's names. We're gonna keep Bonnie and we're gonna put BB in there.
this is what I like.
yeah, I
the
wouldn't be
fact that
surprised if the
Susie
other
and
one
Martin
was-
here get anonymity. Bon gets none, absolutely none this entire time.
Nope.
I get some, but what I like is how I've barely interacted to Senspy,
Yeah,
and as far as
all you did
Senspy's
was
aware, I didn't even
moderate.
know about any of this.
All you did
But
was
somehow I
moderate.
still get sprinkled in there directly. What did I do?
What a surprise! Sense by coming after a person who didn't know what was going on, presuming that they did. Who would have seen that one coming?
I also like from if we're going under the assumption Susie is me, I've had absolutely nothing to do with this at all. Nor did I respond to any of the messages. I went, they were deleted for a reason because they broke the stream rules.
And you timed them out the first time.
Yeah, but he can't see that. For all they know, it could have been William.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
I forgot. I put custom stream rules in for that one episode because I knew that that something might have actually happened. So I gave the mods an actual verbal justification in the description for what was going on.
I need that screenshot.
Oh god,
Yes!
Man, alright.
Bring on the faffs, am I right?
Fully made.
We thought we escaped from it. I thought she was handing Shix the chancla, as in, like, says
Do
by
it
Buns,
yourself,
you deal
boy.
with them. Yeah,
Finish
exactly.
the job.
You deserve this power.
Finish the job.
Self. Was that it? All I saw was the word self, and then private chat came up again.
Come on, take a shot. Take a shot, Ghostie. Emily, you are
crying.
wild.
Apparently,
Alright,
so is Senspy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you have no
Ow!
dignity, no
Right in the
self-respect?
Right in the stomach. Take another drink, Ghostie.
Shots.
Dang, Senspy, you hit me like right in the groin area. Come on, man.
Oh, don't worry.
Fight
There you
back.
go. You defended yourself.
Yeah, get her, Bonnie. I mean, no.
We're not supposed to be rooting for Bonnie.
No.
She is the fake friend.
You're
Yeah.
not supposed to be rooting for the person who was right.
That's not how this situation works.
And they're treating Chicks is like, oh, stand down, Senspybuns.
Mhm.
Yeah, as if.
Like, Susie is either Emily and or me. Both of us have the same amount of involvement here.
It's
maybe
okay,
that they're a fusion. Maybe she represents both of you.
Yeah,
Emily,
Martin-
come over here. We're doing a fusion dance, Dragon Ball Z style.
Ah!
Or Steven Universe, whatever fandom you prefer.
We are neither Emily nor Ghostie. We are Susie.
No, I only thought it might be me because I was the other mod and I responded once. It's also my server and I just refuse to respond to them every time they ask me to add them back. Which, by the way, I was asked like 3 times.
I'll tell you who has no dignity anymore.
You turn into a green-haired woman. A green-haired woman. All I want to be is a guy who gets to see a green-haired woman.
You know, the only one who doesn't have dignity anymore is Senspy after we've revealed this entire video to the public again. For eternity.
Now.
This is their stain, I think.
Like, we all have stains on our reputation that will never go away. I'm pretty sure I'll have one at some point, but nothing this terrible, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I'd have a huge stain on my reputation by this point, you know, especially after the whole, like, Purple Heart 13 thing in 2018, but no one remembers that anymore, so there you go.
Thanks for sharing me, Dick. Thank you so much. You're my hero.
Right now.
Yeah. I like how she was smiling after receiving a beatdown.
No, I won. I definitely won that.
Okay.
So
right.
I feel like the message here is that I could take Senspybuns in a fight. Yeah, that's what I took away from this.
The real message is if a friend treated you unfairly and your other friends wouldn't even try to correct them, then all of them are in on it.
I think it's
if
also
you're not with me, then you're my enemy!
I think it's important to note that Senspybuns threw the first kick.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's true.
I would also like to point out these friends, if they do represent us, you mean the people you've spoken to once or twice?
Yeah, and again, as he's tried to verbally clarify, you know, the friendship multiple times. He's saying, like, you know, hello, my friends to everyone.
Like,
really trying to cement that.
Senspy has spoken to me, not at all, until, you know, after
Right, I've never gotten a DM or anything from this guy.
You might soon.
Yeah, I had a couple before this whole thing happened, but it's mostly been this situation.
I'd like to put Ghost Kitty's comment on screen.
Oh, okay.
British depression.
Fusion
British depression.
I'm not even British.
No,
Mhm.
no.
I'm
Jacob's
British.
British. Ghostie's the depression.
I'm the depression.
I would like to make that British depression squared.
Okay.
Can I make it cubed because I'm the depression side?
You like
Wait,
are we
wait,
doing
wait.
a three-way
All
fusion?
these together.
Oh, I know would it be great, and I just can't wait to see everyone in the fusion progression. I don't know their name. If it's all the
Giant
same,
woman.
I would call it British depression.
Where do you pull these things out of?
I was
Where do they
thinking while you were
come from?
talking.
Like, I'd like to think that Jacob has a magic hat he pulls these out of. Like,
I was
hey,
just
there were a
thinking of
few
this while you were
buzzwords.
talking.
Oh, there was a few buzzwords. Let me generate a song in my head real quick.
Right, Jacob's like, you guys want to see a magic trick, and instead of pulling a rabbit out of the hat, it's just like a 5-piece long, like stapled piece of sheet music.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys want to do pros and cons about this video?
Wait, let me just see if we get to the end. There's 4 more seconds. There might be something else. Yep,
Focus
there is
on
something
the right
else.
people. Am always there if you want to vent. Please
Here, if
like
you
and
want to vent.
subscribe for more. Love you all.
Yep, can't go one video without, you know, saying like and subscribe, which I know, again, call to action. At least it was at the very end this time and not towards the middle. But yeah, this feels like, you know, I'm going through something right now. Please subscribe to me so I feel better. Ideally, 50 of you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I need 50 by the end of it.
It's like, yes,
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
always here to vent.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm sad that Jacob didn't get a piece in this. I was so excited to see the interaction that Senspybuns interpreted your interpretation.
Right, Jacob. Right, that's the thing.
That's a con,
Is Martin meant to be Jacob? Maybe.
I guess.
We all
That's what-
thought so, but yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess all I did was blindly believe. Clearly, all the times that I was specifically quoted as, you know, actually bothering to listen and, you know, to hear them out didn't count for anything, apparently.
Senspybuns convinced Jacob to not be friends with him more than I did before I even spoke about anything. Just talking with Senspybuns in general turned Jacob
Yeah, because
off.
here's the thing. Like to be honest, I thought it was more of a situation where again we've all dealt with people who potentially don't understand what a parasocial relationship actually is, and they might think like, okay, you're closer to a person that you just met online than you actually think you are, or they actually. Or for whatever reason or another, they don't. They really want to make friends, and most of the time on the internet, and they are very very eager for that to happen. So I can sort of see why that would emerge from somebody, but and why they would potentially not know that some people aren't like that. Because again, we've dealt with people in this who have got in this exact same situation before. Some of them are still around today. So there is a chance for people to actually learn about this stuff, but clearly the thing is that unlike the other people who did learn and did actually make effort to improve, Senspybuns goes through one cat ear and out the other, and decides like, okay, well clearly I didn't make my point, so I'm just gonna make the point again the exact same way I did before. So the idea of like trying to reach an understanding that doesn't involve any manipulation tactics or anything is literally impossible. So this was clearly going to go on forever until I guess everyone was aware of both sides. And congrats, I guess. You got what you wanted. Everyone's aware of both of your sides. Now they're able, as human beings are to do, to draw their own conclusions. Let's see how this plays out, shall we, Senspybuns?
We
So
know
there you go. You're welcome.
Right? Are you one of the 3 people still here?
We'll see. Potentially, he might check out the VOD later. You never know.
Yeah,
it just dropped to 2.
Look up for the responses on the vid.
It just dropped to 2, so I think they definitely were.
Okay. All I want to do is see you turn into a giant issue. It's the regret. All I want to do is run away now. Yeah. All I want to say is I'm a runaway.
So what have we learned? I've learned that I could take Senspybuns in a fight.
Right, that one wins fights.
Bonnie can hold her own, man.
Isn't Senspy canonically meant to be like a divine entity within the lore of
yes.
The
fact that Senspybuns lost that fight is more concerning now. I think about that. Yeah, because she is confirmed to be omnipotent as well.
Right, she should have been like Rat King in that one episode of the 2012 show, because the whole moral was like, oh, you don't always have to overthink things, and that was Donnie's
2012 Ninja Turtles, I assume you're talking about.
Yes.
Okay.
And so because Rat King's ability during this episode, this was before he became fully Rat King, he was just a mad scientist, but he could like read people's minds, because he was doing experiments or whatever, and because Donnie was always overthinking, he was always able to be beat super easily. And so the whole moral of that one was like, just don't think, and he like kicked his butt or whatever. But it's much like that, because we see visually how Rat King actually viewed that fight. Like we see his perspective of it, and it's like he can see the moves like 10 steps ahead or whatever, and so he's like thrown off super hard whenever Donnie just doesn't have that effect on him anymore. That's what I picture that entire Senspy and Bonnie thing to be.
Like, what have I learned from all this? That sometimes you just straight up can't trust people.
I feel like I learned that lesson a long time ago.
Like KW said, trust your gut on somebody. Don't trust them on the first day. Me and KW are together in the bin, TM.
Ghostie, do you want to start with pros and cons?
I agree with that sentiment. I do just want to clarify, because again, the opening statements of KW were not. So don't trust people on the first day. Don't trust them. Do maybe respect them until the red flags are shown, and then you get a bit more leeway.
Jacob says what I learned is Maddie's Gacha has competition now. I'd love to throw those two in the ring.
Okay, pros and cons. Uh,
Oh, yeah.
Pro, nothing. Con, there wasn't any movement at all. For a music video, this was actually pretty lame.
I will say the fight was 2 moves. It was a really boring fight.
Like, there
Bon,
wasn't even any mouth movement. It was just...
Sometimes there was.
Bon, I have seen the bits in Secrets of the Plex coming up. I hope they aren't just 2 move fights.
Oh shoot, that's what my intention was.
Ah, sorry, man. Just like the zipping, you have to change it now because I mentioned this.
Yeah, you know what? You're gonna have to redo all your voice lines because, like, I have to rechange the whole script.
Oh shoot! Oh, dang it! That's it.
Emily.
Have you heard those yet?
No, not yet.
I want to hear your reaction whenever
No,
this stream ends.
just get BB to say the words "fungus among us" like once, and then just replace the dialogue every single time.
Oh yeah, you could run that through like an AI generator and just make my voice off the one line "Fungus Among Us" said in like 5 different
You
ways.
encouraging AI?
No, it's a joke.
Yeah, what I was saying was, if you want to change a character name to Fungus Among Us, then you can just like have that be like overdubbed by BB later. I was like, what are we gonna do? We can't let Fungus Among Us get away with this. Yeah.
It's like whenever you call and you get like the customer service robot.
This makes me wanna, take BB saying Fungus Among Us and go through Kolayoko and replace William's name.
Honestly, no, replace Xana's name. You'll get more
I'll
mileage.
do it. I will do it.
Fungus Among Us.
That's the funniest thing in my head. I'll do it.
Go ahead, BB. Send me Fungus Among Us later. Like, not multiple lines of Fungus Among Us, just one singular.
Oh, okay, sure.
I mean, you saying it's just the happiest, most unenthused voice you can muster.
Happiest, most unenthused is quite the challenge as far as stage direction
Make it,
go, but I'll try.
Make it sound like the TikTok voice girl at the beginning of like those.
Fungus Among Us.
Yes, there you go.
Sure.
Just got off work today to play Fungus Among Us.
Put a finger down. A fungus.
That's
Among Us.
uncanny. I hate it.
All right, Emily, you go next. Pros and cons.
Pros. I learned people associate me with the color green, possibly. Thanks. Or I am now a fusion with Ghostie.
And Jacob.
British depression.
I'm Martin. I get my own person.
Cons? It exists.
Right. I mean,
It's been privated now.
Oh no, it exists now. We've filmed a review.
We've willed it into existence.
The archive is inescapable.
Ooh. Be careful. It's where the extras live.
Oh no! Don't worry, guys. They might make
Wait, did you
another
delete the
video.
extras?
Some of
Yeah,
them.
I will say I've seen the playlist.
Oh.
If they aren't deleted, they are at least unlisted. I can't find them.
Some of them are, yeah. Anyway, BB, pros, cons.
Wait, I want to say what I've learned.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
What's the
let's do
moral?
pros-
Everyone should give a moral of the lesson.
Yeah, pros, cons, and what they learned.
Okay, so my lesson / moral is don't start your own series in a Discord server because you'll get bombed spreading lies in your Discord server.
Telling lies? No, Papa.
I've learned that Jacob.
Just reference that.
I've learned that
No,
Jacob's.
BB, we are not gonna gloss over that.
I have learned
No,
that
BB, no, we're not done yet. Jacob, what do you have to say for yourself?
I have learned that Jacob's Catholic PE teacher had far more use than I first thought. Because for a while I'm like, oh, he was there just to fight Satan. What I've learned is that Satan can actually win. because oh man, Bond beat Senspy easy.
Yeah, I had that in the bag. I mean, Bonnie had that in the bag.
And Senspy even had weapons, right? I mean, Senspy had the chanclas.
Yeah, exactly.
It was great.
Yeah, don't bring a fist to a chancla fight. That's the rule. That's the moral.
No, bring a foot apparently, because that's what wins.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? You know what I'm thinking? Senspybuns has like padded like the animal paws or something, so they're too soft to make a massive impact. So Bonnie's shoes were much more powerful. This might be the Dragon Ball fan talking, but that's probably what I would have gone with. Anyway.
Senspybuns uses padded footwear. It was not very effective.
Yeah. Okay.
Remember, guys, if you promote your own series in a Discord server made for that series, Senspybuns will make scary hot cross bun noises under your bed tonight.
I mean, she is always watching, after all.
And by the way, I think it is also important to know that what we've not addressed during all of the... Something else is just alerted. Sorry, I'll bring that up here in a second. I'll finish my first thought. What we've learned is also that the Final Break server has a promotion channel. I just want to bring this up to everyone in chat in case you guys aren't in the server and aren't aware.
With, like,
yeah. No, BB, I brought that up. I'm just like, hey, there is a promotion category in the server. You could use that.
Now, the other thing that alerted me, Emily, why is your background more black than Bon and mine's?
I'm special like that.
Yeah. Emily's very special.
See, yeah, Ghostie's the right shade of black too. Emily, why is yours a darker shade of black?
Well, my profile picture also decided to die earlier, so
your piece
I'm just
there, but like what's behind it is still like super dark.
I'm so glad
it's spreading live to my Discord server.
Yes, and that darkened your soul. That's
it did.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the signs of the sinning.
Mm-hmm. All right. Has everyone gone with their pros and cons yet?
I still have to go.
I got everyone's back now. We started watching the video and everyone left. Now we've returned to just talking. Everyone's back.
Yep. Yeah. So pros.
Oh yeah, we do have 7 people now.
Stream. I enjoyed this stream. If this video did not exist, I would not be having as much fun as I am right now. Thank you so much, Senspybuns, for posting that. You've really made my day.
It's crazy, because all of this would have been kept under wraps, and at most would have gone a Walking Wednesday video, and no one watches those except for me on occasion, and Aiden inquires about it, but doesn't sit down to actually watch it. All of this could have been stayed dead quiet, except for maybe that. Yeah. But you went and made this, and now we have an excuse to make it into content.
Exactly, just kind of gift wrap this. It's like everyone was thinking to themselves, like, "Oh no, what is this travesty that we've seen right now? This had to go to this far." Meanwhile, I was thinking, like,
free content,
right? It's okay,
you have aired.
Oh my god! Well,
you have aired on this day.
It's just great because
of the drama, Jacob. I didn't think you'd be reviewing it, hence why I didn't. But then when you started laughing maniacally, I knew that I was in for a treat.
What do you mean? They made a Gacha video about this.
Yeah, but it's wrapped all wrapped up in this drama, and Jacob typically doesn't like to.
Yeah, and the drama just keeps getting more absurd. Yeah, I want to see where this goes. Why wouldn't Jacob?
Too, but getting more people involved would just like escalate the drama. However, the fact that Jacob did want to review it, and that made it so much better.
This is the thing. Getting more people involved. The only people that whenever I like whatever things like the times I would share the messages or something were on like the group chat. So anyone who was in a row with the other situation, I was like, okay, fine. So you're involved in this now. So fine. I was better get involved myself at the time. I was just like, I'm gonna stay on the periphery until I get more involved myself or someone else gets brought into this. And suddenly the entire internet gets it has the option to see it. Obviously not everyone's gonna see it. I mean, like the world it's better for the world to see at some point. So Sonia's like, well, I guess that's my excuse. Now you've brought it forward, so I'm going to follow you.
Oh,
That's my method.
And here's the thing about it, right? Which is, this isn't even serious drama, right? You're like, oh, he's, he might not want to be wrapped up in it. This isn't serious drama, Bon. Like, think about where this started. This started because you said, you essentially said, hey, maybe don't make me such a golden calf. Maybe just, like, say, wow, you're great. Maybe twice instead of 50 times. Huh? How about that? And then it escalated to a Gacha video made about this. Come on.
That's what I'm saying, man. My promise that it made me so amused. It was hilarious. This is hilarious.
I will also say, the second that any of my friends get negatively affected by something, gloves are off. So that's why I was like, I'm waiting in on this.
Like, at first I thought this was going to blow over. I didn't expect them to make a video.
We all thought it would.
I didn't.
Well, I mean, okay, before we saw the pattern of repeated paragraphs, then we thought it was going to blow over.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
As soon as the first day happened, I was like, oh, cool, this isn't going to stop. He's going to keep going. And little did I know it would evolve past Discord messages.
Yeah, KW sees what I see. That KW gets it. That's why I wade into these dramas.
Oh, another pro, because since this actually no, it's not related to the video, but because Senspybuns decided to go after Jacob next, I got to see angry Jacob for the first time in my life. So thank you so much, Senspybuns.
Oh yeah, I guess you really were. I guess you didn't do too much in the Maddie situation, did you? You were kind of
I wasn't. Well,
yeah, you were involved in that one. Yeah, angry Jacob came up for that one too.
I have seen Angry Jacob a few times, but it doesn't Angry Jacob, I guess, relative to a lot of more volatile people, such as myself.
Yeah.
Right. Just to clarify, I'm not a hypocrite. It comes off more as frustration than anger a lot of the time, which I think is also quite humorous, because you'll have various people, not just me, but I do fit in this category where it's like, maybe, I do go on warpaths, right? And other people do quite a bit, and it's not uncommon. But then you get Jacob, and he's like, oh, good gracious. And it's like, that is just the funniest thing to me.
Let me break this down. See, that's the thing. I don't need to, have a volatile explosion. Because you clearly saw I was far more effective being composed than I would have been if I'd been in all caps or something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then there's just
aggressive Jacob. I was not expecting passive aggressive Jacob. That was funny and terrifying.
Yeah. We were
passive aggressive Jacob is fairly common. Not necessarily in the sense of like getting onto someone, but he will use passive aggression sometimes for humor, and so he will just
time in Gacha review, yes.
Yeah, so he'll bring in a lot, like even sometimes just in the Butter Bunch group chat.
It goes hand in hand with British sarcasm. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, British sarcasm. Yeah. We talked about that one time where he's like, oh, people think that like I'm mean sometimes or whatever, and it's like whenever I'm like trying to just be joking, it's like I feel like it's pretty obvious that you're joking. You're just British.
Yeah.
I feel like I should be offended right now.
You're just British.
My goodness, that sounds like Bakura. I'm not gay. I'm just British.
God, no! Oh my God, I was at work today, and by the way, I got to tell you, sometimes the most fruity people are the straightest men. Football boys, for example, but in this case, it's just two random coworkers.
I have been around theater people, so I've seen this happen. Yeah.
And they're like an inch away from kissing as a joke.
Okay, I haven't seen. I have. Never mind. Forget that.
It happens. It's a thing.
I thought to be like theater people aren't that. No, they are.
Yeah, they are. Well, I mean, they have to sometimes for play, so why not? All gloves are off. That has a double meaning that I didn't mean at first, but whatever. No, they're about to kiss for a joke, and so for the rest of the day, we're making jokes about one of them and about like how zesty he is. And in my head, I didn't get an opportunity to say this joke. Just kidding to bring up, but in my head, I'm thinking, you know, guys, you know what a conservative parent tells their gay son?
What?
You're not gay. You're just zesty.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it was a phase or something. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I thought you were going to say
No,
not
that'd
gay,
be-
just a disappointment.
No. Just...
Wouldn't those go hand in hand for a conservative?
Yes. But no. If I did the whole "it's a phase" thing, I think everyone's heard that gag enough times.
All right. So, hold on, Bond. Did you say your pros and cons? I forgot now.
They aren't relevant. I mentioned my pros, cons. They've already been said, and I already told
Okay,
you what
fair
I
enough.
learned.
All right, I guess it's just me then. So, pros. Senspybuns actually listened to me in this video and made it in 16:9. That was a recommendation I put in the Gacha review. And it was
No.
addressed.
Well, it's a good thing you didn't lie about that.
Yeah, I didn't lie about 16:9 being the preferred method to watch the videos because it was much less of a visual assault on the senses because we still had a little bit of the text, but it was was in a corner. It was still legible, but it wasn't invasive. So yeah, at least on a visual level, pity it was built on a foundation of absolute insanity and lies, but it was at least at least that part I can say was good.
Like,
Yeah,
isn't
The rest of it,
insanity and
still in a
lies?
rush, but hey.
Isn't insanity and lies kind of par for the course with these people?
With Senspybuns specifically, it's appearing more and more like that is the case. So yeah, I think everything else that I've said has been said, but yeah, that piece of Swiss
What did you
cheese is
learn?
it's mostly just thin strings by this point. It's collapsed.
What did you
Yeah.
learn?
I don't know how far we can make this, but if you are watching this, I don't know. If you want to do a collab, feel free to make another video just like this, and we can make fun of that one too.
Is that what you count as
No.
a collab?
No, but in the context of Senspy, it's probably the best they're getting.
Okay.
Oh,
well,
trust
I guess
me. If they make another video like this about all of us, I expect to have a parody character and I want it to be funny.
yeah, like actually, if you're gonna roast or something, like put some effort into it next time. Don't just
And make BB more accurate. I make my online persona enough of a jerk as is. Come on, you could have found something there.
Oh my goodness, this is like, okay. So famous example from Siskel and Ebert. They were parodied by I think it was Roland Emmerich who made like the Godzilla '94, and because they didn't like a lot of Roland Emmerich films, so Roland Emmerich put them in like as characters, trying to I guess and be like the typical naysayers denying that Godzilla was a thing, it was all a hoax and whatever. I think, and yeah, then eventually they're seen like running away. Oh, that was it from Godzilla. So like Siskel and Ebert complained about that and said, if you're gonna put us in the film because you're not happy with us, at least have us be eaten by the monster. Like put some effort into that.
That's
It's
true.
like,
Yeah.
can't even
Yeah,
roast someone correctly. So yeah.
Another con. Yeah. You
Then
didn't
if
put
I'm
enough
more offended
effort
about the
into
fact that you
it, yeah.
tried to defame all of us, or that you didn't even succeed at doing that, or stick by your guns for more than like an hour because the video's been privated already.
Right? It's crazy. Someone who might have known about the context of this messaged once. You were dumb enough to believe it for a second that it was good, and then you looked up the definition of the phrase, was like, oh no, now I need to backpedal. And then you sat there for another 10 minutes and were like, oh, I should get rid of this.
I think so. The Streisand effect, where the more that you try to like hide something, the more public it becomes. Senspybuns is the opposite. We need like an opposite, the Senspybuns effect. The more public you make something, the more that either people will try to ignore it or it's gonna get taken down. So I don't know.
But like Jacob, you still haven't told us what you learned from the video. What do you take away from
What's
it?
the moral? Yeah.
That it's satisfying when people bring about their own downfall.
Sure.
All right.
The only
So,
heartfelt moral in the entire roster in this
No.
channel right now.
oh my goodness. Also, Ghostie says if they make another video, I expect me and Kenobi to pop as background characters. Want to be a background character?
No, we're asking too much.
Yeah, which preset matches you the most? Because it will get mildly changed and nothing more.
They
Like,
might
I
maybe
thought-
change
like,
one or two
I
colors.
thought that I was lazy in 2018 making the Mutants music video, but just changing the presets like ever so slightly, and then having someone else having to come in to coach me about making them more distinct. No, I'll stand by that now. This is worse.
Also, just to clarify, just in case it's a question, Senpai, you never mentioned me much in the messages, which is again why I was kind of surprised that I got like an actual name in here for a little bit. But
Why just you?
I don't know, because I really wasn't that involved publicly, but whatever. But just to clarify, because I do recognize that my voice is not particularly feminine, and some people have been thrown off in the past. And I am making gag about like, oh, I'm not an e-boy. Part of it is because I'm not emo, but also I'm not a boy. So just in case that I don't know if that was because you thought I was male or because you thought the character would fit best otherwise. So just to clarify.
Yeah, Summoner is the most emo of the Senspybuns anime cast, but yeah, there's a high chance that you just didn't know.
Yeah, I am she her.
Again, proving
Alright.
the point that this guy did not know any of us.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe he was just there because it fit for other reasons, but I just wanted to clarify because I have no idea what Senpai thinks of me at all.
Yeah, see, Senspybuns, what BB's doing right now, Senpai is giving someone the benefit of the doubt. That's another
That's
thing
rare
that you can...
coming from
Yeah.
BB.
It's not rare. I
Oh.
find silver linings all the time. I just don't think that they're enough to outweigh the negatives usually.
Mm-hmm.
They exist. I just don't think that they outweigh the scale.
Yeah. Or in Gacha review, they don't necessarily make for the best content. I don't know, in your mind. Anyway, doesn't really particularly matter. So yeah, a lot of stuff we learned today, but I think now it is definitely time to go. We'll celebrate Spain's victory and another more personal victory on top of that.
Oh, we don't celebrate that. Weird.
Anyway, so as like I was saying, please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters, and touch that subscribe button like it's a